Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Back the Log Off. I'm Professor Icepick, and believe it or not, even though I'm probably going to upload these on separate days, I'm recording 2 of these sessions in one day, and it's time to finally finish up the second Ace Attorney Investigations game. I am very close to the end. I've only got 2 more segments left, so let's do this fucking thing. Still getting at 10 episodes, but hey, at least I'm finishing up on the 4th. So let's do this thing. Everything is exploding like crazy outside, because of course it is. It's the 4th, and I live in a state where fireworks are supposedly illegal. But they're not. Okay. Here we go. Middle part 2. Only 2 segments left. Let's go. April 6th. 4:51 p.m. Outside Grand Tower, temporary film lot. John. So that guy was my dad. He found out about his own birth so suddenly. And furthermore, his newfound father is no longer in this world. I'd always been searching for my dad. John? I get it, all right. He's the president. I know it's a complicated situation. But we even met face to face during the filming. So then why, huh? Why didn't he tell me who he really was? I'm sorry, John. Mom, you don't need to apologize. No matter how you look at it, it's all my fault. Yesterday, I broke my promise with you and didn't even notice the fire on the roof. So I destroyed everything. I crushed it all. My dad, and those flowers that my mom carefully grew. John, please, for now, just don't think about anything. Just stay like this for a little while. Just for a little while, okay?
The bond between a parent and child. That's the meaning behind lion lilies. I know it's not my style, but that flower's from Zheng Fa.
However, we have no means of protecting that bond. Agent Lang, allow me to say this. The case won't be solved by sentimentality alone. Therefore, shouldn't we do all that we can to solve it?
Yeah, you're right.
The recreation of the past is finished. Were your father's deductions correct?
My old man took his deductions to the grave. He never told anyone about them. So who knows if they were right or not?
In that case, what about your own deductions? I would like to hear what you think happened based on the recreation. In order for us to get closer to the truth of 12 years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking it's about time. I can see it now. My old man's back real close. I'll catch up to him for sure. To the truth that my old man uncovered.
This is weird. Truth of the SS5 incident.
There's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh. However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have just been a kidnapping with no murder. Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds and a fake photo was taken.
Was that really what really happened 12 years ago? SS5 incident case files updated in my organizer.
However, there's one thing I still don't get.
Something you don't get?
It's this. Why did they need to take a fake photo? Why would they go through all the trouble? Why would they go through all that trouble and even make the president take part in the photo?
That's true. However, the answer to that riddle must lie somewhere within. Once we get past the layers upon layers of deductions, we shall surely reach it.
Yeah, that's right. I'd like to hear your deductions as well.
Is this the truth of the SS5 incident? Mr. Edgeworth? What's the matter?
There's still something hidden behind this case.
Huh? What do you mean?
There's a piece of evidence that cannot be explained by Agent Lang's theory. As long as there's a contradiction, we'll have to present it in order to advance our reasoning.
I mean, could it possibly be the child's drawing? Because I know who that's clearly Dogen right there, obviously.
Agent Lang, I'd like to verify a few things that may have seemed obvious at first glance. Are we certain that the President actually went to the orphanage?
Okay, I get it. You're saying you want proof?
Everyone's always demanding proof from Mr. Edgeworth, after all.
You didn't have to tell him that.
The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh.
You mean this stuffed animal? The one with the recording device?
That's right. Inside that toy was a recording from John's birth mother, Amy Marsh.
Indeed. She said that she would meet with him at midnight.
Wow, you two are perfectly in sync.
Nah, they spelled that wrong.
The truth is becoming clear, like you're peeling off the layers of a scallion.
Okay, a scallion doesn't have anything on the inside. Please don't make such foreboding analogies.
The truth is becoming clear, like you're peeling off the skin of a wolf.
Can you stop making those foreboding analogies? Ahem. Let's get back on track.
I'd also like to verify the details of this point as much as possible. Mr. Cameron witnessed the President and his kidnapper near the orphanage.
And Mr. Cameron was standing by the snowman near the road.
Then the murderer picked up a brick, snuck up on him from behind, and wham!
Eek!
Okay, we are simply verifying what actually transpired. There's no need to be scared.
That was so intense. Half the details of this case just vanished from my brain. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Lang, let's carefully verify all the facts of this case.
Eesh. Well, if you're gonna listen, I'll talk as much as you want.
If he hadn't been there, you say? That's an interesting theory. Care to explain in more detail?
It's simple. Cameron was killed because he saw the kidnapping. The kidnapping itself was a success. If he hadn't been there, no blood would have been spilled.
No blood would have been spilled?
You make it sound like it was his own fault for being there.
Okay, that's not it. What Agent Lang's trying to say is, simply, besides Mr. Cameron, there were no other casualties at the crime scene.
Oh, was that all? Of course, that's obvious. The President was kidnapped, but once the ransom money was paid, he was returned safe and sound.
That sounds like an obvious point. However, something about it bothers me. I may need to reevaluate the evidence once more.
You done explaining things to your assistant? I still have one last thing to confirm.
That's also an important point. I'd like to take another good, clean look at the information.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Let's start with what Cameron saw before he was murdered. Cameron witnessed the President and the kidnapper in front of the orphanage.
However, the culprit wanted to conceal the connection between the incident and the orphanage.
That's right. That's why Cameron's original roll of film was disposed of. And a fake photo was taken of them standing outside the grounds of the orphanage.
Yes, and Cameron's body was then moved to match the photo.
Grr. It's finally becoming clear, the secret that was buried in the snow for 12 years.
Is this the truth of the...
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, so clearly they're implying that I need to go... So number 4 is the one that I need to present something. Could it be... Oh, no, I was wrong.
Agent Lang, that statement contradicts this piece of evidence.
Mr. Prosecutor, are you playing games with me?
The evidence says it all.
In that case, the evidence is lying through its teeth.
No! So that wasn't it.
Even if you defang him, he's still a wolf. As expected, he's tough.
Yes, he's a worthy opponent indeed.
Oh, the blood stain, of course.
If the eyewitness Cameron had not been there, no murder would have taken place? Is that really the case?
The criminal's goal was only to kidnap the president. If there were no witnesses, there would have been no need to commit murder, right?
And what if Cameron wasn't the only one who was murdered? There was a large blood stain near the flower beds. However, Cameron was murdered near the snowman. Ergo, this blood stain could not have belonged to Cameron. Someone else's blood was spilled, and quite a vast amount at that.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! Do you have any idea what you're saying?
I do. It's hard to believe, however, that is what the evidence indicates. On that night, 12 years ago, there were 2 murders.
Are you saying that the other murder was covered up? Who? Just who the heck could have been killed?
A murder that was cleverly concealed. All traces of it were erased, and the incident itself was completely deleted from the case files. However, there's one thing. One piece of evidence that still remains intact after 12 years. This piece of evidence shows that something happened that night.
It's a child's drawing, right?
The other murder incident was buried in the dark by Blaise de Besse. However, there is still one piece of evidence that remains. Agent Lang, it survived by your father's hands.
My old man, you say?
Please recall. There was one more thing that was hidden along with the traces of the murder. And that is the existence of the boy who caused the fire. Why did Blaise make the boy disappear? It's because he saw something that he wasn't supposed to see.
What was that thing he wasn't supposed to see?
Everything is drawn in this picture.
The drawing my old man had!
The person drawn on the right is most likely the president. The Mozilla doll is also drawn near him. And the person standing opposite him is...
Well, of course, it's Sirhan Dogan.
a man with a knife and a large black dog. He is none other than Sirhan Dogan.
What? The assassin?
Why would an assassin appear before a president? The answer is clear. Indeed, what occurred that night on the orphanage grounds 12 years ago was not a kidnapping. It was a presidential assassination.
Ho! Howl!
Then Miss Rowland and Mr. Blaze were...
Yes, the two of them were likely partners in crime. One furnished the orphanage to use as the scene of the incident, and the other covered up the young boy's testimony. It's likely that Mr. Cameron was murdered because he witnessed the assassination itself. After all, the kidnapping never actually happened.
Stop messing around! You're saying that the president was assassinated 12 years ago? We just found his body today! He's been alive up until now!
That's right. I mean, we met him ourselves.
If the president was assassinated 12 years ago, and the president's body was found today, that would imply there were two presidents.
Yeah, and that can't be right.
Are you sure about that? There is the possibility that there were two presidents. That's right. Up until now, I've been getting a strange feeling from the president.
Yeah, because he's like, yeah, fuck you guys.
The image of President Huang that Agent Lang described. Differs far too greatly from the President Huang we knew. It's as if they were two entirely different people. If there were in fact two Zhengfa presidents, exactly how would such a scenario be possible? What would make the existence of the two presidents possible?
One was a body double, of course.
If we were to assume that one of them was a body double, wouldn't it be possible then?
A body double?
President Huang possessed immense power and authority in Zhengfa. I'm sure there were those who envied his position and made attempts on his life. Yes, just as he was attacked a few days ago at Gourd Lake.
It's true there were those who sought Huang's life from time to time, but I can't easily believe there were two presidents. At least not without any evidence.
Do I have evidence that proves there were two presidents?
I mean, I have an idea, but it's probably not gonna be right. Ah, no.
If you look at this evidence, you'll see that there were two presidents.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! Unfortunately, I have no idea what you're talking about. Lengzi says, evidence doesn't speak. Evidence with no meaning won't tell us anything.
Looks like that wasn't it. This wasn't it.
If only we knew that the president was in two different places at the same time. Then we could prove that there were two people.
Let's look at the evidence and reorganize the incident again.
How could there have been two Mr. Huangs? As I suspected, it's impossible. If you want to say there were two people, show me the proof.
Do I have evidence that proves there were two presidents?
I can only think of one, but it's... I have two ideas, but man, they are not good. Yeah, okay, that was also wrong. Okay, we're just gonna save here because even though I'm pretty early into this segment, I do not want to have to start over. No, thank you. I'm like I'm too scared. I'm too scared of restarting, I'm afraid. Okay, well then in that case... I can think of one other thing, but man, it is not gonna be good. Let's see, is this wrong? Yep, no, this is also wrong. Fair enough. Okay, let's see. Yeah, alright, let's see. Two different people at once. Let's see. That's probably not it. Yep, no, that's not it either. Okay, I have one last idea, but it's probably also wrong. Yeah, no, that's also wrong. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, that's also not... At this point, I'm just throwing random bullshit at the wall to see what sticks. Man, I sure hope I don't get the next one right. This right. Oh, come on! No! No, 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 no. Okay, we're gonna reset because no, screw that. I'm not losing all that health for nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was willing to test things out. I was willing to lose. I'm willing to even go without like having perfect health. But no, that's a load of horseshit. There we go.
Has Agent Lang not noticed this contradiction? Or has he not noticed it but can't admit it?
What is it, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't shout something out only to suddenly clam up.
According to the recording on the doll, the President visited the orphanage at midnight. However, that should not have been possible.
Huh? Why's that?
Why? Because at the time, the President should have been at the embassy. He was together with Agent Lang's father. So, Agent Lang, you really did notice. He was in two places at the same time. Ergo, there must have been two presidents.
Howl!
Then, which of the two was the real president on that day 12 years ago?
Most likely the one who died.
Who contracted Dogen to murder Huang?
In order to learn that first, we must have a look at the evidence that we proved was false earlier. And that piece of evidence we know to be false is... The photo taken with Cameron's camera was taken after he was murdered. And he was murdered because he witnessed the presidential assassination. In other words, the photo must have been taken following the assassination. Given that, who is the president pictured in the fake photo? We must consider him to be the body double. In other words, the body double...
In other words, the body double had the real president murdered and then took his place.
Patricia Rowland and Blaze must have cooperated in that plan.
Hold it! Huang's body was never found! Just where could it have disappeared to?
The answer to that is already quite apparent. This is where the real president's body was.
In the fire, I'm assuming?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, can you put the jokes aside? I can't believe that Mr. Huang's body was in that kind of place.
Good. I guess it wasn't there.
Okay, well, we're just going to save again because... Again, I'm willing to take one hit, but no more than that, you know? It's not even that I'm tired of the game. I'm tired of having to replay the same parts of the game over and over again.
This is the place that the real president was killed. Furthermore, what was the person responsible doing here? If I think about that, I'm sure to know the location of the president's body.
Hey, Mr. President! Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! Where did the president's body disappear to? Maybe you really don't have an answer for that.
No, Agent Lang. The answer to that is already quite apparent. This is where the real president's body was.
Oh. Monstrous footprints, of course.
Last night, there was something Blaze had to unearth with his own 2 hands. That item was not the ransom. It was something far more important.
Ah, so Blaze unburied the
real president's body. The possibility is quite high.
What'd you say?
The bones from the body buried 12 years ago would have still remained. According to Mr. Powers, construction was to begin soon at this lot. That was the deadline, both for the movie and the retrieval of the body.
because they would have found the body when they started the construction.
Agent Lang, let us search the footprints that Blaze... Agent Lang, let us search the footprints that Blaze dug up.
Yeah. If the body was buried here, there'd be traces of it. Hey, somebody call forensics.
I have the results of the search. We found traces in the dirt that suggest a body was buried here.
So it was Huang after all?
We also recovered the skeletal remains that Blaze DeBest dug up. They were in his home. In addition to the bone structure, the dental records and the bone fractures all match up. We can confirm that it was indeed President Huang.
So the real President Huang was indeed killed 12 years ago. The SS-5 incident was a murder. Monster's footprint data updated in my organizer.
So the SS-5 incident was actually a murder incident? But there's so much information, it's way too confusing.
Indeed, let us take this opportunity to review the details of the case.
First, the real president came to the orphanage, right?
12 years ago, the true President Huang visited the orphanage in order to meet his son. The footsteps in the snow that we thought belonged to Mr. Cameron were most likely made by the President at that time. President Huang was supposed to meet his son here. However, the one who actually showed up was the assassin, Sir Han Dogan.
He came here to meet his son, but was murdered instead. How horrible.
A man like Dogan shows no mercy. And after that, the second tragedy occurred.
You mean Mr. Cameron's murder?
Indeed, Mr. Cameron saw the decisive moment. After the real president was killed by Dogan, his body was carried to the rear courtyard by the team of kidnappers. Mr. Cameron must have witnessed that moment from the orphanage entrance. Although he himself believed that he had actually witnessed the kidnapping. Furthermore, by this time, the body double who had come to meet up with Blaze and Ms. Rowland was already standing behind Mr. Cameron. And then the witness to the incident, Mr. Cameron,
Was killed by the body double. So is Mr. Cameron's corpse also carried by the body double?
yes, that seems likely.
But wasn't anything at the crime scene that looked like the body double's footprints.
I've already figured out how he accomplished that. There is a piece of evidence that would have made it possible. What did the body double use to move the body without leaving any footprints?
Okay, I have no idea what the answer is here. Let's see. It couldn't be the fire.
This is almost certainly how the body double carried Mr. Cameron's corpse. After Mr. Cameron was killed, the president's body double carried him into the middle of the garden. I suspect the body double was wearing the same shoes as the real president at the time, if he made sure to step precisely on top of the footprints left by the real president.
Ah, since the shoes were the same, there would only be one set of footprints left behind in the snow. I think I've got a pretty good grasp on the SS-5 incident now. But there's still one thing I don't get.
What's that?
Why did they need to stage the abduction?
Because Mr. Cameron witnessed the incident. He saw the president at the orphanage. He left behind witness testimony on Miss Crane's answering machine. Even Blaze couldn't make that disappear. Ergo, the body double needed a reason for the president to have been at the orphanage.
And that's why they prepared the fake kidnapping charade.
The people in the fake photo are the body double, and most likely Patricia Rowland.
The person in the coat is Ms. Rowland? What makes you say that?
The two would have to leave the orphanage in order to take the picture. Just like when he moved the body, the double used the real president's footprints.
Ah, so the second set of footprints must belong to the person in the coat.
Indeed, we originally believed that those footprints belonged to Cameron's killer. They were size 7 footprints, too small for Blaze's feet. Thus we can presume that the person playing the part of the kidnapper was Patricia Rowland. Hidden in the shadow of the presidential kidnapping was a presidential assassination.
I see. So that's why my old man...
Why he what?
The old man must have realized that a murder had taken place. After all, he had the kid's drawing.
However, that picture was never presented as evidence.
Your father likely took it from the young witness during the investigation and hid it.
He had to have known that Huang was dead. But what if he had revealed that back then?
Revealed the death of the president, the backbone of Zheng Fa? It would have caused chaos.
And that's why my old man took the secret to his grave. He even took the blame for the kidnapping, knowing that would be the fall of the House of Lang.
So, this is the truth that Agent Lang's father hid 12 years ago.
And now it's all become clear.
I says 5 incident case files updated in my organizer.
Is that really the case, I wonder?
Huh?
What?
Who's there?
Oh no, it's him!
That bell. It's... Sir Han Dogan!
Oh god.
You! Why are you here? How can you just brazenly show up here? Who do you think you are, pal? I found the conversation most intriguing and I just... well...
Are you feeling nostalgic about an old murder of yours?
You're the one who killed Huang! Nostalgia? I think not. You were speaking about the person I am searching for.
You're searching for someone?
I escaped from prison in order to meet with a young acolyte. The one who wore the red raincoat.
The red raincoat?
Who is this person?
I suspect that it's the same person as the mastermind you are searching for. Don't they seem surprised, Anubis? Yes, they are, my boy. 12 years ago, this young acolyte saved my life.
Dogan Savior.
Certainly it was I who killed President Huang. However, my life was also targeted on that day. The body double Blaze and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. But alas, even to this day, I do not know what has become of the young acolyte.
So your client was indeed the body double who was the main perpetrator of the crime.
It was a long time ago, but I remember his words even now.
There have been countless attempts on my life. Not just once or twice, countless! And that why must I be the only one to face the danger? When I stand before the people, I garner the same respect as the president does. Tell me, just what is it? Tell me, just what is the difference between him and me?
The difference was great. While the voice and style of speech may have been the same, one can mimic the body, but the heart cannot be reproduced.
I suppose his own weaknesses cost him in his quest to become a leader.
Now that Rook's gone, I'm in charge.
I'm not sure if you're as capable as Rook was.
What are you saying? I'm totally the leader now.
Perhaps the king and his knight were not so different after all.
The devil believed that the president's only weakness was a woman called Amy. To find the woman, he needed the assistance of someone from this country.
And so he joined forces with Blaze.
After determining her whereabouts, he simply waited for the right opportunity.
That chance came with the meeting at the orphanage.
Indeed, the director of the orphanage was bribed and brought in as an accomplice.
He must be referring to a Patricia Rowland.
Well, given what I've told you, do you realize the whereabouts of the young acolyte now?
You mean the boy who saved you? But how do you know that he is the mastermind?
That day, the young one caused a fire at the garden of the orphanage.
Huh, you're talking about the kid who started the fire as a prank.
A prank? Not at all! On that night 12 years ago, the young acolyte was hiding inside the igloo. It seems he witnessed Patricia and Blaze moving the body from its hiding place. Apparently, he heard them talking during that time. It would seem that they were planning to kill me because I knew the truth. He immediately came to the main hall to tell me that. I learned this about the young acolyte sometime later. It seems he was wearing a red raincoat at the time. He led me out of the main hall. And then the young acolyte said he was going to get rid of our footprints. So he scattered some lamp oil near the igloo over the snow. Then he boldly set the oil ablaze.
Huh, no way! So he set the fire in order to...
All their focus was diverted towards the burning flames. I took the opportunity to escape through the rear exit.
So the boy in the red raincoat is the mastermind behind this case?
Exactly. Isn't that right, Anubis? Yes, boy, yes it is.
Mr. Dogan and that acolyte seem to share a complicated relationship, huh?
Perhaps there is a hint to the mastermind's motive hidden somewhere in his testimony. Dogan is one of the few people who knows the mastermind firsthand. Let's try to draw out as much information as possible from him. You admitted that rather easily.
These days I have long grown tired of killing. But in those halcyon days I devoted myself to the path of an executioner. If one cannot admit that much, what can he admit? Right, Anubis? Yes, yes, my boy.
I feel like he's saying something scary, but it's kind of hard to understand him.
This fallen priest is saying he has no feelings about the president's death. Dogan the assassin, an escaped prisoner. He should be a despicable opponent, but silencing him now would be imprudent. I must keep my composure and let him talk. I understand your point. You killed the president.
That is correct. The aim of my blade never misses its mark.
Your life was targeted. You, the assassin.
The hunter becomes the hunted. The Buddhist becomes the Buddha.
Okay, you don't have to make up strange proverbs.
Life is transient, especially for an assassin whose life is always exposed to danger.
So does that mean people you've tried to kill have fought back?
That is a rare occurrence. However, this was different.
Sir Han Dogan, you are a master assassin. As such, could you not have evaded an attack from those three and fled the scene?
You greatly overestimate me. Without Anubis by my side, I would not even be able to walk about. If those three were to attack me all at once, I would not stand a chance.
I see. So even an assassin will fall to superior numbers in a frontal assault.
I suppose one could say that. Hi, Sir. I, Sir Han Dogan, would have suffered a shameful defeat.
Reunited? So, when did you first meet with him?
That would be 18 years ago on the 24th of December.
That is a rather long time ago.
On that day, our roles were reversed. I saved the young one's life. There was an unusual snowstorm that day. The temperature was well below freezing. I took Anubis for a walk in the snow. That's when Anubis noticed something and started running. I followed after him and found a car. I had great difficulty opening the door. It had frozen shut. In the back seat, there were 2 young children shivering from the cold.
2 children?
Had they remained in the car for an hour longer, they surely would have frozen to
No fucking way! Come on. Really? These 2 kids are the killers? Are the mastermind?
I brought the 2 of them to a nearby orphanage.
Is there anything about Dogan's story that concerns me? There is something. What concerns me is...
the number of children, actually.
There were 2 children in the car. You're sure of that?
It may have been 18 years ago, but I remember it clearly. There were 2 children in the car. There is no mistaking it. Does the good prosecutor have a problem with that number?
Right now, the number of children isn't what I have a problem with.
Are we done talking about this subject yet?
What concerns me is... the date. The 24th of December, 18 years ago. Are you sure about that?
There is no mistake. Could that mean...
I know the significance behind that date. What shows the significance of the date when Dogan found the children? What shows the significance of the date when Dogan found the children?
Well, the doy, it's...
On that day, a certain incident occurred. A sculptor was murdered.
Ah!
During that incident, 2 young boys went missing. The sons of the victim, Isaac Dover, and the culprit, Dane Gustavia.
We never did find out where those 2 boys went after the case 18 years ago. Oh, they were the sons of a victim and a culprit? It all makes sense now.
What makes sense?
One of the youths was bound so that he could not move.
Mr. Dover did it so that Mr. Gustavia's son couldn't come to the contest venue.
Indeed, Gustavia was using his own son as a taste tester.
To think that was what transpired. Neither child seemed to recall what had happened.
They lost their memories?
The acolyte told me this when we were reunited 12 years ago. The pair were placed in an extreme situation on the verge of freezing to death. That trauma led them both to suffer from amnesia. Neither could so much as remember his own name.
So they didn't even know that they were the sons of Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia.
Indeed, while we cannot say it conclusively, the probability is quite high. However, we still don't have enough information to deduce the mastermind's identity. Dogan, would you please continue your story?
Very well.
Oh, new testimony? Dogan and the end.
I continued my correspondence with the young acolyte even after entering...
Wait a second! Wait a second! Dover's son was Knightley? Oh my god, is Dover's son Knightley?
Recently, that has all come to an abrupt halt, however. It left me quite concerned. Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. I grew more and more curious, so I absconded briefly from the prison.
Those involved 12 years ago were Patricia Rowland, Blaze the Best, and President Huang's body double.
And Ms. Rowland was the warden of Mr. Dogan's prison.
I blackmailed the warden. That woman had tried to kill me. Perhaps the good prosecutor has already deduced the reason.
You murdered President Huang. However, the world still believed he was alive. If you were able to prove the president was a fake, both Patricia Rowland and Blaze the Best would have been in danger.
That is correct, and I had heard the proof with my own ears.
I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting.
Who might you be? My apologies, but I am presently waiting for someone.
I am well aware of that, President Huang. Are you not meeting with your son? However, I do not spill blood needlessly. You may relax. I seek only the President's life.
It can't be. Please wait, I am just about to meet my son for the first time. I'm sure this will be the first and the last time. Please at least wait until we are finished.
I had thought the President would beg for his life, but he was of a different sort. Officially, the President had no son. However, he shook his head and said, this illegitimate son was his, and he intended to recognize him publicly. Furthermore, he claimed that he had already made preparations toward that end. Would that son of his be the boy with horns over there by any chance?
Boy with the horns? Wait, you can see John's horns?
There is no need to see them. From the moment I escaped from prison until now, I have been closely lending an ear to your voices.
You said that the President made preparations towards recognizing his son. But the word preparations alone would be insufficient for blackmail. That's it.
There was one thing that could prove Huang's words, the will held by the House of Lang. It was also proof of his trust in us. His son's existence would have been revealed to the world. The name on the recording, the mention of the preparations, and the will in Zheng Fa. Together they suffice to make the warden bow to my words.
With those three pieces of information, one could prove the identity of the double by using John.
The President blocked the first strike of my knife with something soft. As pieces of it fell atop the snow, I struck once more. This time the blow proved fatal.
So Dogen cut off the Muzilla doll's horn.
None but I heard his final words. Only myself and that child knew of the President's secret son.
Okay, I think I have an idea. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do this, but I think I have an idea of what I need to do. Continue, and from save point.
Okay, but even so, I don't really get it. What exactly is this acolyte?
Indeed, Dogen himself has not yet made that clear. What's important is the thread connecting Dogen and this acolyte, and their correspondence. And not just the letters. We should pay attention to the means that was used as well. In other words, you contacted him from prison?
That is correct. A post office box was used.
A post office box?
And would allow one to send and receive letters without revealing the recipient's location.
I could not use a form of correspondence that would reveal the acolyte's location. There was someone keeping watch over my correspondences, after all.
He must mean the prison warden, Patricia Rowland. Could you be more specific about the nature of your correspondences?
Well, they were mainly moves from my correspondence chess matches.
Correspondence chess? If I recall, the person you were playing against...
This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was...
Okay, yeah.
Was it Horace Knightley?
We certainly found the correspondence chess memo in Knightley's cell. Correspondence chess memo jotted down in my organizer.
Does that mean Knightley Boy was the kid from the IS-7 incident?
Could that really be true? Was there any evidence connecting Knightley to the IS-7 incident?
Maybe? I think the ring? Could that be it?
This was all that Knightley left behind. Could there be a clue hidden within? What should I investigate? The ring or the chessboard?
Investigate the ring, obviously.
This ring is...
Mr. Edgeworth, what is it?
Mr. Shields, please take a look at this ring.
This pattern is... It's Pierre Hoquet's!
I thought so. He had Mr. Dover's seal turned into a ring. However, why would he have this? Shouldn't it have been held by the police as evidence from the IS-7 incident?
After that incident, the seal was returned to the victim's next of kin. Mr. Dover's only family was his son, but since no one knew where the son had gone to, it took a while to get it to him. I'd heard that the police had finally found him and delivered his inheritance, but...
So, the seal was thereby safely delivered to his son. And then he turned the seal into a ring and wore it on his person. Knightley's mementos data updated in my organizer.
So, Mr. Knightley was Mr. Dover's son?
The police aren't fools. I'm sure they did a thorough check before handing over the seal.
If someone involved in the IS-7 incident was his chess opponent...
Knightley, huh? Well, then that must be the mastermind behind this case.
But Knightley is dead. He cannot be involved in this incident.
How about that? The only one who could be the mastermind was himself a murder victim.
Was himself a murder victim?
But a dead guy can't be the culprit, so there's no way that's right.
It certainly is strange. In that case, who is the culprit?
Oh, come on, I know this one.
It came to a halt, now of all times?
Quite odd, is it not? Anubis told me again and again how odd it was.
That scary dog talked? Was he like,
Something's odd, Wolf. I can understand Anubis's heart, even if he does not voice his thoughts.
then there's something I'd like to ask, just in case. Your scary dog's staring at me right now. He's not saying, I'm hungry, I want some meat, right?
Perhaps.
Perhaps? Mr. Edgeworth?
It seems she's not much good with the assassin's dog.
Good boy, there's a good boy. So then, at any rate, my correspondence with the acolyte suddenly came to an abrupt halt.
That certainly does seem too much for a mere coincidence. The body double of Di Jun Huang, the president of Zheng Fa, faked an assassination plot. Patricia Rowland, the prison warden, murdered Horace Knightley. And Blaise de Best, the chairman of the PIC, murdered Jill Crane. Come to think of it, as I haven't been investigating these cases, I felt the presence of some force behind the scenes.
Even within the prison, I could tell that this was no insignificant incident. No insignificant event.
You absconded briefly from prison? I cannot forgive such a criminal act.
You stole your way out of prison? I cannot forgive such a thieving act.
Relax, no one was hurt. I merely have connections that allow me to set foot outside. But even so, you can't just escape from prison, pal. Arrest him! Arrest him! That won't be necessary. Once my business is done, I shall return to my cell. You trying to make fools of us? A prison isn't the kind of place you can just enter and leave at will. The wolf may say that. But one can see that the wolf and his pack also share an interest in the tales of my past.
Agent Lang, Detective Gumshoe, there's still a few things I must ask Dogan. Please postpone matters until then.
Yes, sir! I knew you'd say that, Mr. Edgeworth. Damn it all! But I'm not taking my eye off you for a second!
Writing
letters in Braille can be quite an enjoyable pastime.
Excuse me, but you wrote your letters in Braille?
Indeed, for I possess the tools necessary to write in Braille.
Wow, so you need to use tools to write in Braille? I never knew.
Then would you please tell us what you wrote?
Everything. Letters, of course, and also the movements of the chess pieces.
He wrote them.
He wrote the movements of the chess pieces by hand? That statement is intriguing.
So then, how does your handmade dog piece move?
Okay, that question can wait. So then, what did you do when the letters stopped coming?
Within the prison, I grew increasingly concerned about the acolyte's whereabouts.
Okay. But even so, I don't really get it. Who exactly is this acolyte?
Indeed, Dogen himself has not yet made that clear. What's important is the thread connecting Dogen and this acolyte, and their correspondence. And not just the letters, we should pay attention to the means that was used as well.
Okay, just because we got a whole bunch more story stuff, I'm gonna save again, because... Yeah, Mama Ice Pick didn't raise no fools. Alright, let's continue. Okay, that was wrong.
Dogen, what do you think of this piece of evidence?
Ask as you will, I am still lacking in sight. However, if one would like to retract that, now would be the proper time to do so, wouldn't you think?
Is he trying to say that I was wrong?
Although, if one were to retract it, perhaps one should not have brought it out to begin with. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? That old man really doesn't miss a beat, does he?
I was overwhelmed and put the evidence back in my organizer. I should probably think things over a little more carefully. That was your means of playing correspondence chess. You used chess notation for your moves.
As expected, the good prosecutor has done a thorough investigation.
His chess opponent was Horace Knightley, right?
The ring Knightley wore. Mr. Shields, please have a close look at it.
Yeah, there's no mistake. This is the evidence from the IS-7 incident. The police found Dover's son and returned. The police found Mr. Dover's son and returned it to him. If you're saying that's the son was Knightley, then the acolyte who was Dogen's chess opponent and the mastermind was Knightley?
No, Knightley has already been murdered. He cannot be at the center of this incident. There's no doubt that the mastermind is still hiding somewhere out there.
Well then, Mr. Dogen. Sorry to have kept you waiting.
That was a rather interesting tale, wasn't it, Anubis? I shall continue my story about the acolyte. Our long-standing chess match continued.
Okay, that's wrong too. Okay, that's not it either.
Dogen, there is a clear contradiction in your testimony.
There is no need to raise your voice. I can hear the good prosecutor perfectly well. Talking so loud only makes it harder to conceal your mistakes.
Ugh. I guess that was his roundabout way of saying I was wrong.
You can't let an old man like that beat you, Mr. Edgeworth.
My opponent is not an ordinary old man. However, I will prove that I can break his testimony without fail.
Oh, here it is.
Of course, I'm certain you said you wrote your letters in Braille.
Correct. The good prosecutor must know that I am lacking in sight, do you not?
The correspondence chess letter we found had been typed out using a word processor.
What? That cannot be.
What do you mean?
So someone went out of their way to retype the letters on a computer?
Could another person have acted as a middleman between Dogen and Knightley?
What do you mean?
Dogen wrote his letters in Braille. However, by the time it reached Knightley, it had been rewritten on a word processor. We must assume that some middleman rewrote those letters.
And the reverse can also be said. That same somebody might have taken the letters Knightley wrote and re-delivered them to Dogen.
Yes, that is indeed true. Correspondence chess memo updated in my organizer. Knightley and Dogen both communicated through a certain individual. Dogen, were the letters that reached you?
They were in Braille, of course. So Knightley boy's letters must have been transposed by that same person as well. Oh? Then that somebody must be.
The mastermind behind the case.
You're saying that there's someone else who's the mastermind behind this case? Then who the hell is it?
Dover's son Knightley is already deceased. In that case, there is one more youth that we should consider to be the mastermind.
You mean Dame Gustavia's son? But who the heck is he?
If Knightley is Dover's son, then Gustavia's son must be.
Oh no!
Well, we're the only friends either of us have had since childhood. He was the same as me. We never had real families.
It can't be. Could it? Could it really be him?
Mr. Edgeworth, what is it? You've gone all pale.
I figured it out. The identity of the mastermind who's been controlling this case from the shadows.
What? Who in the world is it?
I don't want to believe it myself, but it is someone we know quite well. The mastermind is...
No fucking way. No fucking way.
Simon Keyes, the mastermind behind this case. Sent a letter to Jill Crane which deceived Blaze. Furthermore, he kidnapped John and eavesdropped on us. However, of all his actions, the one I have not been able to get out of my mind was how he brought an unconscious Kay to the roof. The giant monster.
Huh? Did you just say something?
That's right. The key to exposing the mastermind is in the monster's true form.
Ah, I almost forgot! If you'd like, please come to our next show. I'll also be performing in it. The Berry Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages.
Miss Swift, there's something I would like to ask of you.
What? You mean me?
You said that you recorded the sound of Mozilla spewing flames.
That's right. I ain't actually seen it with my own eyes, though.
Could you let us listen to the tape?
Sure thing. There we go.
The sound. It's as I thought. And so, it seems that my reasoning was correct. The true nature of the monster and the mastermind. All of my logic is coming together. Ms. Hart, you said that you captured a giant eye on film, did you not?
Sure did, right here in this photo.
Though we cannot confirm it like this. Detective Gumshoe,
Yes, sir?
lend us your film analysis device.
Okay, but what do you want to analyze, sir?
This photo, please.
I'm on it.
Is there a new clue in this photo?
This is...
See? Ain't the Moozill's eye right where I said it would be?
I see. I have finally grasped. The true form of the giant monster that was being controlled by the mastermind.
Giant monster? Hold it. Are you admitting it? You are, ain't you? You're admitting that the mighty Moozilla is real.
No, this is not Mozilla. This is the eye of a different monster. Please have a look at this.
It's a flyer for the Berry Big Circus? Huh. This is...
Precisely, and there's a rather large balloon with the head of a lion pictured here. This balloon is the true identity of the giant monster. In addition, the sound Ms. Swift recorded, which he believes to be Mozilla, spewing flames.
Hold it! Mr. Prosecutor, don't tell me you're gonna say something that'll shatter my dreams of a scoop.
Hot air balloons fly by using burners to heat the air, right, sir?
Precisely, Detective. The mastermind used this monster of his to bring Kay to the rooftop of the Grand Tower without using the elevator.
Wouldn't that mean that the mastermind is someone connected to the circus?
He's a member of the circus, Natla's friend, and Dane Gustavia's son. Who'd have thunk it?
An apprentice beast tamer? He's no amateur.
Man, he does not look anything like he used to.
For the beast he has tamed is none other than this entire case. Simon Keyes. He is the mastermind behind this whole incident.
Mr. Keyes was really behind it all? No way. I don't believe it. I mean, we trusted him. How could it all have been a lie? That's just heartbreaking.
Okay. Hold it. What is it?
Hey, you! Stop! Where do you think you're going?
The boy with horns is rather perceptive. The good prosecutor has done a remarkable job. Now that I have heard that, I have no further business here.
What? Wait, Dogan!
Oh, row, row!
Damn it! Where'd he vanish to?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. However,
That guy.
John?
That Dogan guy. He's the one who killed my dad, right?
There's no question more difficult to answer. However, there's no use in denying the truth. Yes, John, you are correct.
He'll pay for this. I swear he's gonna pay. I'll make him pay my... John, you mustn't finish that thought. Prosecutor Edgeworth, please pay us no mind.
Sir, I've put out an APB on Dogan. All available police units will be searching for him. You heard the man, kid. I don't want to be heartless, but we need to hurry, too. So, Mr. Prosecutor, where's the mastermind right now?
Agent Lang is right. Our top priority right now should be catching the mastermind. He said he would be practicing. He's most likely at the Berry Big Circus tent. But first, Agent Lang, I have a request.
A request? What is it?
Now that we've identified the giant monster, our next order of business is to capture it. The moment we arrive at the tent, I need you to locate that specific item post-haste. And Detective, I ask that you perform a follow-up investigation on the kidnapping incident.
Roger that, sir.
Mr. Edgeworth, I want to help out too.
In that case, you'll be in charge of calling for backup. If he truly is the mastermind, we may require assistance from a certain someone. I met him so many times that his facade always fooled me into sympathy. He may have got the better. He may have got the better of me in the past, but this time I'll settle it once and for all.
Yo! We are finally there! We are finally at the fucking end game. Well, shit, KI was right. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was gonna be Ray Shields. April 6th, 5:30 p.m. Berry Big Circuit's storage tent.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth.
Are you guys here for the show?
Mr. Keyes, Ms. Berry?
You're a little early. I'm sorry, but we're still getting ready. But I'm so happy you came. You remembered our promise.
Yes, I remembered. You asked us to come and see the show when you gave me this.
I'm so happy you came. Please enjoy yourselves. I'm sure my performance will surprise you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your performance has already surprised me, Mr. Keyes.
But he hasn't performed yet.
Regina, please have a look at this photo. Is this balloon the property of the very big circus?
Ah, it is. Did you see it flying around somewhere?
It's highly likely that this balloon was used by the culprit in the case we are investigating.
Huh?
Who is in charge of the balloon?
Well, that would be Simon, but are you saying?
Mr. Keys, you flew this balloon in the middle of the night, did you not?
I do occasionally practice alone at night. I'm not much of a pilot, though. I'm a little clumsy.
So for practice you'll do something as challenging as flying a balloon at night? Wouldn't that be rather difficult for someone who's clumsy and not much of a pilot?
Then what do you think I was doing, Mr. Edgeworth?
You brought Kay to the roof of the Grand Tower in order to frame her for the murder of Jill Crane. Not a single security camera recorded Kay using the elevator, and therefore the only way she could have gotten up there was through flight. And the only one who could have flown her up there was you, Mr. Keys.
No way! Mr. Edgeworth, how can you say that?
And that's not all. You drugged John at the garbage pickup and kidnapped him. Wasn't that why you were late when you came to watch the trial of Patricia Rowland?
No way! I have no idea what you're saying. There's no way I could do things like that. Please believe me, Mr. Edgeworth. Please!
I wanted to believe you. However, you've broken that trust yourself.
That's horrible! Why would you say that? Didn't you once say that you would trust me? That you'd believe in me? I'm so sad. Those words were all lies. It wasn't a lie. We really did trust you. Kay, even you? You said we were like birds of a feather, and yet... I'm hurt, Kay. You've hurt me deeply. Oh... Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, maybe Simon isn't a bad guy after all.
I see. So that's how you operate. I understand now, all too well. No matter who you face, you will find an emotional weakness and exploit it. You guide each person towards the outcome you desired without them even noticing it. That is how you were able to mastermind the entire case. I may have fallen for your tricks before, but not this time. Simon Keys, I indict you.
So, it's come to this after all. You were always so full of confidence, Mr. Edgeworth, but I rather like that, because now I can rip that confidence to shreds! Oh, shit! Oh, God! Ha! Good work, everyone!
His personality has completely changed. And so the animal tamer who could not tame animals, that was all a facade.
This is
the real Simon Keys.
Simon? That's not true, is it? Truth or lie? What difference does it make? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth just made me a little upset, that's all.
This is incredible.
You'll take responsibility for upsetting me, right?
Balloon practice.
It's true, I practiced with the balloon 2 nights ago. That photo must have been taken when the balloon and I passed near the building. I often fly around that area for advertising purposes. There's nothing unusual about that, right?
You often fly around the Grand Tower in the balloon?
Yeah, even the circus needs to advertise.
Regina, is that true?
Yep, it was Simon's job to advertise using the balloon. Most people who live around here should have seen it.
That balloon was used in the crime we're investigating.
Like I said, it's just a coincidence. I simply happened to pass by the Grand Tower when that photo was taken.
I shall determine whether or not it was a coincidence after I hear your full story.
This is the coolest shit. This is... Wow, okay. Like, I know that I said that I had something in mind for giving this game like a 10 out of 10, and it clearly failed to manifest, but... Damn, this game got me. Shit.
We still don't know much about the balloon. In any case, I must draw out more information. Was the balloon launched from this tent?
There's a nice big park near the Sunshine Coliseum. I always launch the balloon there.
I see. In that case, how do you transport the balloon to the park?
Well, it's too heavy to carry by hand. It weighs several hundred pounds. And yet, it can fly in the sky. Amazing, isn't it?
I asked you how you transported it. Now answer the question.
Aw, I can't even make some small talk. You're mean, Mr. Edgeworth. I used a truck. The balloon is loaded onto the back of the truck.
A truck?
Yeah, the last time I took the truck and the balloon was out was 2 days ago.
I cannot overlook that piece of testimony.
Okay, I think I got a solution here. Bingo. Yep, there we go. We got something here.
The truck you put the balloon into, was it blue by any chance?
Blue? So what if it was?
Today we saw a blue truck carrying a large basket. That truck just so happened to be yours. And then your claim that you last used it 2 days ago becomes a lie. Agent Lang, Emma.
Mr. Edgeworth, I finally found you.
I like her hat.
I've been searching for you ever since the incident yesterday. I dashed right over after Kay contacted me just a little while ago.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, the thing you were looking for, I found it. It was placed in a blue truck at the dressing room parking lot.
Line balloon data jotted down in my organizer. A blue truck, as I suspected. That truck is without a doubt the one I saw today.
There are a number of blue trucks out there, you know. Who's to say you're not mistaking it for a different one?
It's definitely that one. I got a good look at it. Huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Was that?
It wasn't me. Kay! Words have no strength without evidence to back them up.
Huh, that's Mr. Edgeworth's voice.
Evidence. Present evidence. Do I have any evidence to prove that this was the truck I saw today?
Huh? What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck?
The truck's body is cold to the touch. It seems to have been parked here for a long time. What could prove that this is the truck I saw?
Oh, dusting for fingerprints, obviously. Dedoy.
I'd like to dust the truck for fingerprints.
Eh? Fingerprints? What for? I don't see any point in that.
A certain person's fingerprints should be left on this truck, and these fingerprints will prove this truck was parked in front of the Grand Tower today. Whose fingerprints prove this truck was in front of the tower?
Mine. My truck. My...
Edgeworth! Your fingerprints?
Indeed. Earlier today I touched a truck at the plaza in front of the Grand Tower. I'd like to dust for my prints. Emma, might I request a scientific investigation?
That's what I'm here for. Just leave it to me. All right, we're all set. Go ahead, Mr. Edgeworth.
Wait, you want me to do it?
Of course. Who else but Mr. Edgeworth would be up to the task? Here, I'll show you how it's done.
All right then. You're the scientist. Why don't you just do it yourself?
First, we sprinkle some aluminum powder over the area you want to investigate. Like this.
Touch the screen to sprinkle the aluminum powder.
The powder will adhere to the fingerprints, so once you've sprinkled enough, you blow it away.
Blow it away?
Yeah, just blow on it with your breath. Whoosh!
This better not be a microphone thing.
Blow the powder away by blowing into the microphone.
Got it?
Yes, I think so. I guess we'll do it for real this time.
Just so you know, the key point is to sprinkle the powder all over.
Oh boy, okay, here we go. Well, let's see. Okay, yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, let's see here now. Microphone settings. Oh, cool. Okay, that didn't work. God, there's got to be a mic button here somewhere, right? Okay, let's see here now. Let's see, where is the... control config. Okay, what's the mic... Oh god, there isn't a mic button, is there? Oh god, okay, that's not good. Okay, hold on 1 second. God, this is a pain in the ass, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. That's fine, I can live with this. We'll just figure this out. Launch, yeah, mic key. Oh, it's under hotkey config. All right, fair enough. All right, let's see. Oh, for Christ's sake, come on. You gotta give me something here. Mic... Disabled! Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, disabled. Okay, Control M. Alright, there we go. We got a hotkey. Okay. I mean, that looks like the answer to me, but whatever. I guess we'll just, and... There we go. Now we got it.
We got one! That's a nice clean fingerprint.
Let's run the prints against mine, post haste.
Alright, just leave it to me.
God, that was annoying.
These are definitely your fingerprints, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, it seems to me that we have just proven your statement to be a lie.
Ah! What were you doing when you were driving this truck around? Just taking it for a joyride?
Kay was abducted 2 nights ago. A balloon was sighted not far from the scene. Today there was another kidnapping in which a garbage truck was used. And once again, your truck was seen nearby.
This all sounds like nothing more than a pure coincidence to me.
So it was pure coincidence that you parked near 2 separate kidnappings? I doubt that. You were involved in both kidnappings, weren't you?
Isn't it a bit rash to automatically assume that the 2 kidnappings were connected?
And what if I had evidence to prove that the 2 crimes were performed by the same culprit?
Oh, you're serious! I can't wait to hear this!
What did Kay and John's kidnappings have in common?
Oh, that's an easy one. Dadoy. Sleeping drugs.
Kay was knocked out with a powerful sleeping drug, and a bottle of sleeping drugs was found lying in the place where John was confined. The contents of the bottle were a match with the drugs used on Kay.
So that's all you've got, huh? And here I was getting my hopes up. So the same sleeping drugs were used. So what? You think that connects the two incidents? Surely you must realize it yourself. That doesn't prove a thing.
There must be something. Evidence that proves he is connected to those cases.
The police, prosecutors, and even you, Mr. Edgeworth. In the end, you're all the same. You make up evidence as you see fit, just so you can send some poor soul to prison. Isn't there someone like that here? A poor soul who was wrongly accused in the past?
You're wrong. Who would do such a thing?
Then show me the evidence! If you're going to accuse me of a crime, it's only natural.
It's no use. I can't seem to find any other threads linking him to the kidnappings.
Now then, have you finally run out of ammo, Mr. Edgeworth? I still have preparations to make at the circus, so if you'll excuse me...
Oh, hey.
Now, you two. No need to get so heated. And Simon, you're looking good in that clown makeup.
Hey, what's your deal? Don't just butt in like that.
Uncle Ray's not so good in such a stiff environment. I mean, why so serious, right?
Worth it. Worth it. Magnificent.
Hey, Kay, how about a little trick?
At last, my moment has arrived. The great Kay Faraday presents a Simon impression.
Objection!
What? Well, why you? Enough already!
Psst. Hey, Miles, I'm buying you some time to get all your ducks in a row. There's probably a better way to stall for time than this, but whatevs. Woo, nice one, Kay!
I'm not so sure about this method either. But I have to find something that connects Simon to the case, and I need to find it now. Is there evidence not related to the kidnapping that's connected to the mastermind's identity? That's it. The mastermind is the same person as the young acolyte Dogan was looking for. If I can just connect the young acolyte to Simon... Which piece of evidence could be connected with the mastermind's true identity?
Okay, this is gonna be tough.
I found it! This is the evidence that connects you to the case.
Okay, well that's clearly wrong, but let's save the game anyway. I don't mind taking... I don't need to do a no-hit run. I'm not quite that obsessed, so... Yeah, see, end. Just end. Not end part one, just end.
Really now? That's interesting. Well then, show me how it's connected.
Leave it to me. If you hold it like this and turn it this way...
Too bad. Epic fail, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gah. Whose side are you on anyways? Something, I have to find something. It simply must exist. Evidence that shows the mastermind is connected to those involved in this case. Which piece of evidence could be connected with the mastermind's true identity?
Well, I got a couple of ideas.
I found it.
Okay, yeah, no, that's wrong too. Okay, so that's also wrong. Alright, let's try again. I found it. Okay, yeah, so that's also wrong. Okay, fine. Alright, let's see. Cameron's testimony. Cameron's photo. SS5 incident files. Oh, really?
Knightley and Dogan both communicate.
Alright, well, I'm... Sorry, I'm not taking the L's on this one. I'm going to get that health back. Thank you very much. Because I figured it out on my own, so... Okay, from save point, and...
Knightley and Dogan both communicated through a certain individual.
Oh, then that somebody must be.
The mastermind behind the case. That's it. The mastermind played a role in the correspondence chess. If I can prove that it was Simon, then...
That's enough! I can't stomach any more of your sorry excuse for a performance. If you have no more objections, then I ask that you let me get back to preparing for the show.
Well, thank you for the help, Mr. Shields, though you may have taken it a little too far.
You sure look happy. I take it you found something? Look at me! I'm Simon! Simon's a clown! The funny, funny clown!
Okay, you can stop now. Now then, Mr. Keys, do you happen to like chess?
That was rather out of the blue. But since you asked, I can't say that I dislike chess.
The mastermind played correspondent chess with Sir Dogan.
If I recall, it was Knightley who had been playing chess with Dogan, wasn't it? Are you saying that he was the mastermind?
There was no way Knightley could have been the mastermind. The reason being, the mastermind had continued to work behind the scenes even after Knightley's death. That being the case, who could have written this letter? I believe someone acted as the middleman between Dogan and Knightley.
So, you're saying that you think I'm the middleman? Ha ha ha! And just why would I have to go to all that trouble and do something like that?
Most likely to make it appear as if there was a connection between Knightley and Dogan. And as a result, Knightley was killed by Patricia Rowland.
No way! Are you saying it was all set up so that he would be killed by her?
What are you saying? There's no way I could manipulate a person that far. Look at me! It takes all I have just to get the animals to perform tricks.
If only just a scrap of the letters he exchanged with Knightley still remained. It'd be decisive evidence. I'd like to investigate your room. There could be decisive...
If it's the letters you're looking for, you won't find any in there.
What?
I'm the type of guy who throws his letters away as soon as he's done reading them. Where's the point in living in the past?
Does that mean he's already gotten rid of the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, everything you have said so far has been nothing but more than baseless conjecture.
The evidence? I'm just one step behind it. What should I do? Am I all out of moves?
Without evidence, I won't allow you to cast doubt on my friendship with Knightley.
Who is that?
Excuse me?
Miss Berry? What's on her mind?
I've been listening in on what you were all saying, and, when you say Mr. Knightley, you mean Simon's friend, Mr. Knightley, right?
Yes, that's correct. Does she know something?
This morning, a letter arrived from Mr. Knightley. It was for Simon.
What?
What did you say?
But that's impossible. Knightley is already dead. Miss Berry, please let me see that letter.
Okay, here you go. Quick, open it.
This is a correspondence chest letter.
This is the response to Dogen's last move.
Now can you see the path to checkmate? I can't wait to see the look on your face. You weren't expecting to lose a chest against me, right?
The postmark says March 26th, the day before Knightley's death. It seems the letter arrived late.
Since the circus moves around so much, a lot of the mail people send us arrive late.
Now, why was this letter addressed to you?
Ugh.
This is proof that you were the middleman between Dogen and Knightley. Normally, you would transcribe this letter into Braille before sending it to Dogen. And in doing so, you created a connection between him and Knightley.
Damn it! Curse you, Knightley! Why must you continue to interfere? Simon, why? Wasn't Knightley your only friend? Ha! Don't be ridiculous! I stopped thinking of him as a friend 18 years ago.
18 years ago? Would that have been the day of the IS-7 incident?
Thanks to Knightley, I nearly died that day in the snowstorm. Well, I was on my way to the contest venue where my father was waiting. Knightley suddenly appeared. He held me down, tied up my hands and feet, and with tears streaming down his face, he kept apologizing. My dad's too scary. I can't disobey him. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Stop it, Horace. I promised my dad. I said I'd taste his desserts. If I'm not there, Dad will be in trouble. I'm gonna let everyone know my dad's desserts are the best in the world. After that, he locked us inside a car. It was so cold I could see my own breath. Before we knew it, the doors had frozen shut and not even he could get them open. And then I lost my father.
What?
Your father? Horace Knightley was the son of the murderer who killed my father.
Wait, I'm confused.
What could this mean? His confession runs contrary to the information we have.
But the name of the victim in the IS-7 incident was Isaac Dover.
Isaac Dover is my father's name. 18 years ago, my memories were muddled from the shock of my near-death experience. So it wasn't until later that I learned the truth. On that day, my father was murdered.
The culprit of the IS-7 incident was a confectioner by the name of Dane Gustavia.
Heh! So that was the name of Knightley's father. That low-life scum of the earth killed my father. Just the thought of him makes me sick.
So you knew who the culprit was all along?
Ha! Of course not! Had I known, I would have tipped off the police a long time ago. All I knew was that Knightley's father was trying to set up my own father. That's why I immediately knew that the one who died that day was my dad. Knightley had a hand in my father's murder, that traitor. He was the son of a killer. It's only natural that he ended up dead.
Wow, okay, so things have...
It would appear that you are a victim of a very serious misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? Just what are you talking about?
Isaac Dover. At the time, he was actively working as a sculptor in France, under the name Pierre Hoquet.
Is that right? Well, I'm sorry to say, but I don't remember that at all.
It's only natural you don't remember. After all, he's not your real father.
Huh? What? What, is that supposed to be a joke? I'm not amused.
You won't be able to laugh at all once I reveal the truth to you. This piece of evidence proves that you are not Isaac Dover's son.
What's that? Isn't that Knightley's chessboard in his ring?
I want you to take a good look at this ring's design.
There are 2 letters inscribed in it.
That is the seal Pierre Hoquet used as his signature. 18 years ago, it was found lying near the body of Isaac Dover.
Why would Knightley have my father's memento with him?
The police had found Isaac Dover's son and gave it to him. Isaac Dover's real son is Horace Knightley.
What? But that means I'm...
In other words, you are Dane Gustavia's son.
That's a lie! After all, my father is... My memories are...
Shit.
I lost my father because Knightley locked me in the car, up in the car. That's why I thought it would be fitting if he were killed as well. Really?
Really? I'm able to see a circus show even in prison? Heh, I enjoyed playing chess with you, but I'm looking forward to your performance as well.
Yes, please look forward to it.
Alright, you better drop by again. I'll be thinking about my next move.
Oh yeah, I've left something special inside that chessboard for you. You should check it out later.
Something special? I'm not quite sure what you mean, but thanks. I owe you one, Simon.
If only you hadn't stopped me 18 years ago. You wouldn't have had to come to this.
Huh? Did you say something?
Nope, not a word. Goodbye, Horace. After all that, you're saying it was my father who killed Knightley's? Then that means... Was it all for nothing? I didn't want to become some weakling who could be killed by anyone. That's why I thought I'd follow in Mr. Dogan's footsteps.
This finally proves it. Simon Keyes, you are Dogan's correspondence chess partner, and the mastermind behind this case.
That's right, it was me. I'm the mastermind behind it all.
He's finally showing his true colors.
As you all know, I witnessed the incident 12 years ago.
President Huang's assassination. So the child who drew that picture was Simon Keyes.
When I was found out, I was subjected to horrible interrogations over and over by that heartless Patricia. I'd spend the nights trembling in my bed, terrified of what the next day would bring. I'm sure you can understand why I'd want to sneak out of there, right?
However, Blaze would have likely sent pursuers after you.
Exactly! I was on the run from them every waking moment, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I couldn't even sleep at night. I'd jump at the slightest noise. And that's why I became a circus performer. Blaise DeBest was the chief prosecutor and Patricia Rowan was the warden of the prison. No ordinary person would be a match for those two, and there were no adults I could rely on. Furthermore, behind the scenes was the body double who had set those two in motion. Though he was a fake, I was up against the nation's president. Talk about utter despair, right?
No. No. No, I'm not allowing this.
My only ally was Mr. Dogan. He saved my life, after all. He actually helped me out. Unlike Knightley.
If this story is true, it's ironic. Dogan, the fiendish assassin, was idolized by the child he saved.
If I follow in his footsteps, I no longer have to worry about being eaten alive. That's right, now it's my turn. My turn to devour those who would feed upon me.
And I suppose you never thought to seek help from the police.
No way, no way. As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed by him. Actually, didn't something like that almost happen today during Patricia's trial? I knew from the very beginning that things would turn out like this.
The evidence from Patricia Rowland's trial. So he's saying that he expected the evidence would be destroyed. I see. So that's why you kidnapped John. To force a guilty verdict even in the absence of evidence.
Who's to say? But in order to expose... Who's to say? But in order to expose the crimes of 12 years ago, there was no other choice.
That's according to you. However, Blaze also attempted to kidnap John in order to manipulate the trial in his favor. Your methods are no different than those of the people you so despise.
That's only if I were actually the kidnapper. But I would never do anything so evil. No way, no way, no way. I just simply couldn't. Besides, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm actually quite thankful to the real criminals for giving me the opportunity to extract such sweet revenge.
So you admit it. Your motive was revenge.
Yeah, I admit it. So what? Sure, I held a grudge against those creeps. But it's not like I'm the one who actually killed them, you know. Truth be told, all I did was send some letters. I let Jill in on Blaze's secrets and let Blaze in on Jill's secrets. And then the two simply ended up trying to kill each other.
Do you mean to say that the murder was nothing more than a Do you mean to say that the murder was nothing more than a result of that?
Yep, just like the case at Gourd Lake. It's way easier than trying to control wild animals. All I did was come up with the fake assassination plan for Knightley.
So that was also a part of his plan. If that's the case, then Rook's murders was also your...
Whoa! Don't try to pin that on me! Knightley killed them all on his own. Well, it ended up creating the perfect opportunity for me. It's funny how things work out.
How can you say such a thing?
It was the same for Patricia Rowland. I made it look like there was a connection between Knightley and Dogan. By using the correspondence chess match and the chisel and the chessboard.
What? You mean to say that you were the one who prepared that chisel?
That's right. I thought it would bring Dogan to mind. Quite a thoughtful little gift, wouldn't you agree? And that was all it took to get Patricia to murder Knightley. Oh, the feeling that everyone around you is an enemy. I know it all too well. The tiniest spark can set off an explosion of fear, resulting in horrific mutual destruction. All I did was watch the comedy of errors unfold from the audience. And you were my final pawn, Mr. Edgeworth.
A pawn? Me?
When you solved their cases, you brought both Blaze and Patricia to their ruin. And the weapon that delivered the coup de grace was your own logic.
I didn't solve those cases for your sake.
Oh, I know. You never really cared about saving me. You just wanted to pretend to be a defense attorney, didn't you?
What did you...
All I had to do was go, no way, no way, no way, and act all scared. And you totally believed me. You were giving it your all trying to save me.
So even your arrest was just a ploy to make me use my logic?
To be fair, getting arrested wasn't part of the plan. When people began to suspect that the chisel I sent was the murder weapon, honestly, I broke out in a cold sweat. I thought for sure it would be curtains for me. But then a turnabout of miraculous proportions. The genius prosecutor himself had come to my rescue. Well, doesn't it feel nice to be thanked by me, the one that you saved? You should be grateful. I gave you this chance to play the ace attorney.
This is the coolest shit ever. It's like, what if 2-4... What if case 2-4 wasn't attached to a shitty game?
You're wrong. He wasn't pretending to be a defense attorney. Mr. Edgeworth is always serious about saving people. Even the times when he saved me in the past.
Okay.
Yeah! Is that so? Are you sure he's not just trying to emulate his own father, the one he admires so much? Absolutely not. That's not true at all.
Now, Kay. The person he's talking about now isn't Miles, but rather Simon himself. Clearly, he is not able to trust others. The desire to save someone other than himself is something he cannot even comprehend.
Say what you want, but make sure you think about it long and hard. Sure, all my targets for revenge got what they deserved in the end. However...
Oh boy. Instigating murder?
Think about it. Can any one of my actions really be considered a crime? I instigated murder? There's not a single word about that in the letter, is there? If I had said the word kill even once, I guess it could be considered instigation. Well, maybe I did say it, but there's no way for you to prove it. What are you saying? You kidnapped me. I'm sorry, but that hasn't been proven yet, has it? The only thing I admitted to was sending the letters. Besides, those letters contain no threats or coercions. I simply conveyed information. Information that each recipient would find beneficial.
You crafty little.
Can't we do something about it? What was it he said? Integrating murder?
Instigating murder is when a person directs someone else to commit murder. And the person who directed the murder can be charged as if he had committed the crime himself.
So we just have to find proof that he directed those murders. You make it sound so easy. To be honest, it kind of pisses me off a little. You're all trying to frame an innocent person for murder. Don't you understand? I'm not obligated to waste any more time on this pointless discussion.
The police are waiting for you outside of this tent. You have nowhere to run.
Really now? You think I wouldn't have an escape route prepared? For example, let's say I gave an order so that all the animals here attacked you. Now, what if I were to take my leave during the ensuing chaos?
What'd you say? You can't be serious.
Yeah, it was just an example. Wouldn't that make for an interesting show? Here's another idea. What if I pulled out a hidden gun and took John hostage? That might be more exciting.
I will never allow you to do such a thing. I can't tell whether or not Simon is being serious. However, when it comes to him, we should consider anything a possibility.
If you continue to bore me with your drivel, I'll end the show right here. I'd like you to keep that in mind before you make any baseless objections.
I cannot make any careless remarks. Isn't there some way I can charge him with his crimes?
I'm sorry, this is the coolest shit ever, honestly.
Is Simon really innocent of instigating the murders?
That's impossible. I'm certain that it was all part of his murder plot.
Yeah.
We know he had the will to commit the crimes. We just need some way to prove it.
Okay, we're just going to save here because that is some serious punishment that he's laying on me. It's not like one-hit death, but still, that's pretty bad, man. That's pretty wild, honestly. God, I'm not even 2 hours in yet. This is so much shorter than the last batch. I'm almost a little pissed off now, honestly. Okay, there's no way for you to prove it. Wait a second. No, that's not it. Oh. Oh, wait, really? That's wrong?
Mr. Keyes, this piece of evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, why don't you take that back?
I haven't said anything yet.
You don't have to say anything. After all, the look on your face tells me you're about to make an idiotic bluff.
Ugh. What's wrong with my face?
He's one tough cookie, but Miles, you'll be okay, right?
I'll be fine, Mr. Shields. I won't give up here.
I thought you'd say that. Uncle Ray believes in you. You're an Edgeworth, after all. I'm sure you'll reveal the whole truth for us.
Indeed, I shall expose the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, hold on a second. Wait, really? That's not it?
Mr. Keyes, this piece of evidence. I know you instigated the murders. You told me yourself.
But you know, the funny thing is, it means absolutely nothing if you have no proof. I mean, there's no way I'd ever say something like that. No way, no way, no way!
That's certainly true. It means absolutely nothing if I can't prove it. If there was some evidence I could prove what he said over the phone.
Oh, it was the tape recorder.
It is my firm conviction that you instigated the murders. After all, you told me so yourself.
Did I say that? I really don't remember.
Yep, here we go.
You may think you can deceive us as much as you want. But unfortunately for you,
Unfortunately?
you used a bug to eavesdrop on our conversations. But there was someone else who wiretapped that bug of yours and recorded the whole thing.
It was recorded?
In other words, a conversation between you and that clown is recorded on that tape.
Hmm.
Lingsy says, a schemer drowns in his own schemes. And this is what he meant.
Miss Swift, I'd like to hear your tape. I'd like to listen to your tape.
Roger. Ah, it's right about here.
Mr. Edgeworth, Judge Courtney's cell phone is ringing.
Oh.
Who is this? Are you the person who ambushed Kay?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We put him on speaker.
This is where it starts.
Huh? That's odd.
What's wrong?
Well, there ain't nothing recorded past this point.
What?
Why? Why wasn't it recorded? Too bad, so sad. Did you really think I'd leave behind any incriminating evidence? The bug I planted has a special feature. It can be turned on and off with a remote control. What? That sort of thing exists?
Certainly, remote-controlled listening devices do exist. However,
Are you saying you switched off the device so that your own voice would not be recorded?
precisely.
Precisely!
Impossible. You couldn't have done that unless you knew you were being recorded.
Isn't it obvious I knew? I guess you just don't get it. You could call it a hunch. I had a feeling I was being wiretapped. Ms. Swift, was it? I figured things out because you knew about the kidnapping.
Don't tell me. You were listening in on that conversation?
That's right, though come to think of it. I'm surprised you didn't realize it until now. Some genius prosecutor you turned out to be, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my, and what was the what was the end result of all this? Since you don't have any proof of the instigation charges, it's game over. Mr. Prosecutor, was my recording no help to you at all? Ain't there anything at all in my recording?
Miss Swift?
Guy. I don't know why I made him Australian all of a
Okay,
Yes?
the bug was planted in your badge, right? Do you have any ideas?
How do you expect me to come up with an answer right off the top of my head? You was the only one who came into contact with the culprit. How unsightly! You're all fussing over useless evidence. Let's move on to the next topic. Next!
What's this? He seems a bit eager to change the topic of conversation.
Why did we have a flashback of like 2 seconds ago?
Only Kay came into contact with Simon. If any sound was recorded at the time she was with the culprit. Miss Swift, how long have you been recording?
Since 2 nights ago, I reckon.
Since 2 nights ago? In that case, when could a conversation with Simon possibly have been recorded?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, Simon brought Kay to the roof. If we listen to the recording from that time frame, Miss Swift, please let us listen to the recording from 2 nights ago.
Huh? Okie dokie. This is the sound of a hot air balloon.
That's right. At the time, Simon was carrying K in a hot air balloon. Ergo, he was near K. Isn't there anything recorded?
Bang. Clang.
Ah, that was...
A gunshot!
This... It seems you were quick to deactivate the bug. However, you were a little too late. You can't run anymore. That gunshot ties you to the case.
Huh? What are you saying? There's no gun involved in this case, is there?
No, there should be someone connected to the case who fired a gun. Let's strike with the evidence that points to that person. Which piece of evidence connects the gunshot to the case?
Okay, that's... Oh man, this is bad. Alright, shit. Fuck, I don't actually know the answer to this one. Oh, wait a second. Could it be? Am I wrong?
Could you perhaps take a look at this piece of evidence?
Yeah, okay, that was the wrong answer. That's fair. I am willing to accept my punishment, but it's not a game over, so I'm fine with it. So, let's go.
Are you saying that this proves a gun is related to the case?
That is what I believe. Are you saying that I'm wrong?
Yeah! I don't think it has any connection at all.
It seems this wasn't it.
This isn't like you, Miles. Think about it a little harder.
I'm sorry?
The person who fired the gun could be the same person who kidnapped me, right?
That's possible. However, it seems we can't be sure. To see if there's something that connects those involved in the case with a gun. We should review the evidence one more time.
What are you mumbling about? As I thought, the gun isn't related at all, is it?
No, the gunshot that was recorded is greatly related to this case. Which piece of evidence connects the gunshot to this case?
Okay, it's not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Crushed to death, no. Rooftop, no. Secret entrance, no. Mozilla head, no. Mozilla doll, that didn't work. Monster's footprints, no. Lotta's testimony, no. Blue truck, no. Mechanic's gloves, no. IS-7 incident files, report on Knightley. Knightley's mementos, bug, Nicole's tape recorder, bouquet. Sleeping drugs, SS5 incident files. That ain't it. Cameron's autopsy report, bloodstained button, Cameron's photo, Cameron's testimony, fire, victim shoes, mysterious bloodstain, child's drawing, correspondent's chess memo.
Could you
Okay, yeah, no, I had a feeling that was going to be wrong. Okay, so that's also wrong. Fair enough. Okay, well, let's reset then. Man, fuck if I know. Why was he doing finger quotes there? Okay, so that's not it either. Fair enough. Yeah, okay, I had a feeling. Alright, let's try again. I just had no idea, honestly. At this point, I'm kind of lost here. So, we'll keep on keeping on. We'll keep trying, I guess. Okay, I'm just going to save again here because going through all that shit is going to eat up a lot of time. And I am not having it. I am not having it anymore. Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay, well, fair enough then. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, I had a feeling that was also going to be wrong. Can't even remember if I already tried that one, honestly. Let's see. Okay. God, I am like... I'm just gonna end up choosing everything except the right answer at this rate, aren't I? There we go. Okay. Alright, let's try this again. God, I'm so close to being done, too. That's... I mean, I'm clearly very close to being done here. This may not be the final hit, but I'm getting there, obviously. Piece of evidence connects the gunshot with the... Yeah, no, I had a feeling that wasn't gonna be it. Alright. Yeah, okay. What else? Okay, try again. God, if only I had kept a little more health. Take that! God. Okay. So it's not the truck. Is it the monster's head? Nope. Could have sworn I'd already done that one. See, that's the problem. I've got so much evidence I can use, but I can't remember everything that I've tried just yet. Okay, let's see. Okay, and that's also wrong. Well, it can't be anything from the past. That's the problem. Okay, let's see. Child's drawing, mysterious bloodstain, victim's shoes, fire, cameras. Okay, those all can't be it. That can't be it. That can't be it. Did that, tried that. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so that's not it either. Okay, come on. We can do this. We can do it. Come on. Okay, that's also not it. God, what am I missing here? I'm clearly missing something here. God, what haven't I tried? That's the real question here. What have I not tried? Fuck it, I'm gonna try to look up the solution to this one. Getting annoyed here. Yeah, on second thought, no I won't. Thunderstorm warning. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I know that's still wrong, but I figured I'd just make absolutely sure. Yeah, okay. That's it. I'm looking it up now. I'm at the end of my rope here. I'm clearly missing something. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna feel like an idiot once I see it, but I'm gonna look it up anyway. Okay, let's see. Wait, really? Huh. Okay. I could have sworn I had already handed that in, but I guess not. Okay, fair enough then. Okay, let's do this thing. Here we go. Okay. That's written right here, in the body double's autopsy report. Gunpowder residue was detected on his right hand. Where was Kay at the time this gunshot was recorded? That's right, she was being carried to the roof of the Grand Tower in your balloon. And as it turns out, there were a few more people on that very same rooftop at the same time.
You mean the double and me? Ah, certainly, after we talked for a brief moment. The body double noticed something and had me leave before him.
Now, what if the gunshot rang out after that? We can clearly hear it in the recording. I doubt that you wouldn't have noticed it. Do you intend to feign ignorance until the very end?
That's nothing more than mere conjecture.
What we heard on the recording was not just a gunshot. If you listen closely, you can hear the bullet hitting something.
If the body double was aiming at Simon, then the bullet may have struck which piece of evidence?
Oh my god, are you serious? This is going to keep going on, huh? Alright, okay, what piece of evidence would it have hit? I mean, the balloon, I'm assuming? Wait, did it hit the balloon?
The body double likely fired the gun at the balloon. If we assume that the bullet hit something, it would have been the balloon's basket.
Let's examine it immediately.
Okay, and... Bingo!
This hole.
It's a bullet hole!
A bullet hole was found in the basket. You won't be able to talk your way out of this one. Line balloon data updated in my organizer.
Nah.
Yeah.
How do you intend to explain the gunshot in the bullet hole?
So you figured it out. You're good. I guess it's impossible to hide anything from you.
Spit it out already.
Okay, no need to be impatient.
2 nights ago.
It happened when I was riding the balloon to the rooftop. I saw the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the roof. Talk about a surprise. Only the double noticed me. He told Miss Courtney to leave ahead of him. He then pointed a gun at me and fired. Why did he want to shoot down the balloon? It's simple. The body double had intended to kill Miss Courtney. Kill me? That's right. You talked to the double about John, didn't you? Well, it's not like the body double would have met you with you otherwise. From his point of view, it was like showing him evidence that he was a fake.
You mean he was afraid of Judge Courtney because she knew about John's past?
Afraid? That's exactly right. That body double is a coward, after all. I even remember how his hands were trembling when he fired the gun at my balloon. Are we all clear now? I was only there by chance. Just a friendly witness who was passing by.
2 nights ago.
Eyewitness testimony from the balloon.
So that means if Simon hadn't come...
Judge Courtney would probably have been in danger.
So wouldn't that mean he saved her life?
The motive behind Mr. Key's actions was probably not so noble. After all, this man was there to commit a crime just like the fake president. And to expose his crimes, I'll need to listen carefully to his testimony. There must be an opening somewhere.
Okay, let's save again, because I don't want to do that again. I'm getting close, I know that much. Like, I know that I keep saying that, but... at this rate, I think I may be done with the actual game. Maybe not the recording, but the actual game by about 1 a.m. at this rate.
Around what time was that?
I think it was around 11 p.m. It should coincide with the time Miss Courtney and company were on the roof, right?
Yes, it was indeed around that time. There doesn't seem to be any contradictions. However, the time frame is important.
And it was at that moment...
Are you saying this rooftop rendezvous was beyond your expectations?
There's no way I could have known about that beforehand. Well, once the dust settled, I could guess what would have happened, though. The double had intended to kill Miss Courtney. Hey, did you realize that?
No, I did not realize it.
It's because you were blabbing on and on about that kid. What kind of mother are you? If things had gone badly, your kid might have died because of you.
I'm your opponent, not her. Don't change the conversation. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to please leave this to me. My apologies, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, Goddess of Law. Please watch over this man and grant him aid.
Ha ha ha! You're making me laugh. This lady didn't even notice the balloon.
He had her leave ahead of him? Didn't you say the body double had planned to kill her?
Maybe he thought it would be bad if someone saw the scene of the murder? At the time, no one knew that the president was a fake, right? Once he got the info on John, he'd be able to kill both mother and son whenever he wanted. Thank goodness he's dead. Now you're both safe. You should be happy. Yeah.
Whatever emotions you have towards that man, please put them aside until it's all over. For now, please continue your story.
As you wish. And so that cowardly body double must have panicked when an eyewitness suddenly appeared from the skies.
The bullet struck the balloon's basket cleanly.
I panicked and quickly tried to get away so he wouldn't shoot me down, but talk about a close call.
You say you tried to get away right then?
That's right. Is there a problem?
Is there a problem with this statement? There is a problem. You must have placed K on the rooftop. You couldn't have gotten away before then, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. After the body double fired one shot, he entered the hatch to the 51st floor. I looked around for a bit and then landed on the roof.
Please add that statement to your testimony.
Sure, I don't mind.
Okay, I think we have something here. I think I know where to go. Yep, I was right. Here we go.
Once again, you lied.
Lied?
The body double could not have entered the storeroom on the 51st floor 2 nights ago. Miss Hart's testimony proves it.
What? How can you trust that sham journalist's testimony? What'd you say? You can't insult my mentor like that.
2 nights ago, that lady was sticking out the 51st floor. Given that, just how did that body double leave the roof?
Indeed, that is what we must now prove. If he did not use the elevator or the 54th floor to leave the roof, then only one route remains. How did the body double leave the roof without using the elevator or the 51st floor?
Why, through the balloon, of course.
The body double flew.
He
Flew?
Simon Keys, he rode in your balloon.
Hey, stop joking around! Why would I have needed to give the body double a lift?
The elevator had a security camera, and the 51st floor was being watched by Ms. Hart. Your balloon was the only way the body double could have left the roof.
At the circus, we often perform dangerous stunts in order to surprise the audience. You think you've got me cornered? Sorry, but the show ends here.
What?
Hey you, Lotto, was it? I'd like to ask you something. Are you saying you stood watch on the 51st floor the entire time without any breaks? Well, I reckon, course. There ain't no mistakes in my testimony. Really now? But didn't the sound of Mr. Edgeworth's assistant falling into the storeroom cause you to faint? What's your point? Nobody's perfect. Look at her, Mr. Edgeworth. That's the kind of person you're relying on.
Kay fell into the storeroom after the body double had left the roof.
In that case, I have a theory on how things happened. After that cowardly body double fired a shot at me, he went and hid in the shadows until Kay fell into the storeroom.
What?
So what if he was hiding?
Good grief, you guys still haven't noticed?
What if the body double stayed hidden until Lada had fainted? And then he went down to the 51st floor.
That can't be. Precisely. The locked room mystery on the roof has been unlocked. Gah! Gah! He even said it in my voice.
Yeah! But wait, there's more. I told the hidden body double about John Marsh. That's why he attacked John the next day during practice, but got himself killed instead. In other words, the one who murdered the body double was none other than John.
John had no motive to kill the body double.
He knew he was the real president's son.
And how would he have known that?
Because I told him so, in a letter.
What did you say?
That is a lie. Yep, it's all a lie. Huh? But then again, maybe not. Maybe I really did tell him. Right, John? It's true that I caused Mozilla's head to fall, but I didn't know about my dad until today. I'm not lying. Oh, really? I wonder about that. I found out about the head falling thanks to the bug. Now, if you were the one who caused it to fall and the body double was crushed to death, that settles it. You're the culprit. You successfully carried out your revenge. Congratulations! All the pieces of the puzzle are now in place, as Mr. Edgeworth would say.
The logic fits. Now then, any rebuttals?
Here we go again. The murder of the double.
Manipulating humans into fighting each other sounds just like me, right? I did the same thing to Knightley and Blaze. At any rate, there's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon. The double is crushed by the monster's head, right? And who was it that caused the monster's head to fall? Do you understand now who the body double's real killer is? The truth that I provided them with gave them a big motive for murder. Get it? Those two tried to kill each other because of the truth you're so fond of.
Impossible.
Hey, you detectives over there! Hurry up and arrest this murderer! What's wrong? Why aren't you moving?
Damn.
I thought so. Just admit it. In the end, aren't you all the same as Blaze and the body double? You ignore the prime suspect and come after me without any evidence. how easily it can be distorted to best suit your needs. This law you believe in.
That is by no means true.
If you're not going to arrest anyone, maybe I should have a If you're not going to arrest anyone, maybe I should have a talk with the policeman outside. If I tell them that John Marsh is the killer, they'll be forced to take action.
Simon Keyes, your testimony isn't over yet.
Really? I figured you'd try to stop me, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any evidence, do you? Which means there's no chance for you to win, right? But if you still plan to stop me, you should be prepared to take on this much risk.
Okay, we have a one-hit kill here.
What? That much?
It's only natural. After all, the fate of the true culprit, John Marsh, is at stake here.
Hey, Miles. Why don't you take a nice deep breath?
Mr. Shields?
At times like this, you should take a breather and think back. Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. The point of contention between your logic and his claims lies in the body double's escape route. How's about, for example, we think of it like this. What's important isn't whether or not the body double got on the balloon, but rather, if we were to assume he did, what circumstances would have allowed for that?
Turn my thinking around.
Well, all I'm doing is a cheap imitation of your old man. Did it help?
Circumstances that would have allowed the body double to get on the balloon. That's right. The body double not only had a large build, but he also had a gun. And in spite of that, no traces of sleeping drugs were found in his system. Which means... it can't be.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you ready yet? Hope you haven't forgotten about this.
This would probably...
This is bad. I must break his testimony somehow.
It would probably look a lot scarier if I hadn't lost so much health in the first place.
Darn it! Does he intend to play innocent until the very end?
The body double's cause of death was rather unique. If it was crushed under the monster's head...
Then the killer would have beat John after all. Isn't there anything else that could have crushed the double?
Something else that could have crushed the body double?
Okay, I think we have an... I think I have an idea here, but I'm still going to save because losing all my health in one go is going to be pretty harsh, man. I'm going to have to ask KI what the actual penalty looks like. Because it's like, you lose all your health because you've got, like, none of it.
That's the only way the double could have gotten off the tower.
Well, let's suppose that was the case. Even if I had carried the body double down. What's the problem with that?
So you admit it. You did carry the body double.
Let's not make a fuss over absurd opinions, Mr. Edgeworth. That's just not like you. You think the body double held me at gunpoint and asked me to go on a sightseeing joyride? There's no way that could have happened. And you know that full well, don't you?
It's possible you negotiated with him by using the information about John as a bribe.
But he shot at me, remember? There's just no way we could negotiate. In that case, what if you used sleeping drugs and transported him while he was knocked out?
Then allow me to ask, have they detected any traces of sleeping drugs from his body? Ugh, it's no good. I can't find any openings.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there something more interesting we should be talking about?
Allow me to propose a question. Was the double really crushed beneath the monster's head?
Haha! For a genius prosecutor, you sure are quick to withdraw your previous statements. Weren't you the one who deduced that he was crushed by the monster's head to begin with?
Indeed, I certainly came to that conclusion once before. However, that was when we knew of nothing else that was capable of crushing him to death.
Knew? Why the past tense? It's not like there's anything else now, you know. The body double is crushed to death by the monster's head. That is an unshakable fact.
Is there nothing else? Some decisive evidence that connects this man to the crushed president?
How insightly, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you stop this useless struggle? Besides, don't you already know who the culprit is? Remember?
Yep, okay, I had a feeling that was right. Okay, there we go. He clearly crushed him with the balloon.
John was not the one who killed the body double. He was crushed by a monster.
Aha! Quit clowning around. This isn't like you at all. Oh, I get it, since John is supposed to understand the heart of a monster.
The one who understands the heart of monsters is you.
Not even I have monsters for friends, you know.
Stop being so modest. Didn't you have one very important friend? A monster you control at will. Simon Keyes, you're the one who killed the body double.
That's...
The lion balloon?
A monster made of cloth that expands when filled with hot air. It suits you quite well, wouldn't you agree?
Sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've been fixated on your claim that you manipulated John and the body double. Probably because it's an impossible fantasy of yours. After all, even an animal tamer cannot tame the dead. The body double had already been murdered while he was on the roof. And the murder weapon was the balloon you were in.
I see. Although it floats in the air, that balloon still weighs several hundred pounds.
When the double threatened you on the rooftop, you immediately came up with a plan to defend yourself, and that plan was to crush him with your balloon. Whether the body double wanted to get on or that he was carrying a gun, none of that matters. Because what you carried in your balloon was the body double's corpse.
Hold on a second, Mr. Edgeworth. You're saying the double was killed on the rooftop 2 nights ago? Well, that simply doesn't match up with the time of death.
What did you say?
That's not like you at all, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a good look at the autopsy report. The time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. Last night? That's right, the very night that Musella's head fell. Well, Johnny boy, come on. How about telling us the truth? You killed your father, right? I know the feeling. You hated him, didn't you? Your father who left you all alone forever. You're wrong. I had no idea that guy was my dad. Not this again. Didn't I personally tell you myself?
Was my logic wrong?
Mr. Edgeworth, allow me to thank you once again for chasing down Blaze and Patricia and bringing them both to ruin. My revenge was a success, all thanks to your logic.
If only the time of death matched up, then my logic would fit. Perhaps he did something to throw off the time of death.
And what's more, Dane Gustavia, was it? You even took down the culprit of the IS-7 incident.
Then Gustavia and the IS-7 incident. That's it. Gustavia killed Dover and hid his body in a block of ice.
Wow. Wow, they're both laughing.
It's a shame that I didn't get to witness his destruction. How can you say that? Wasn't Mr. Gustavia your father, Simon? I'm scared. I'm so scared. Miss Rowland keeps asking me about that day. Daddy, help me. Why won't you come save me? Is it because I broke my promise with you and didn't eat your sweets? I couldn't care less. My father left me all alone. Even if we share the same blood, that man is not my father.
I hate to say it, but like father, like son. You're the spitting image of him, Simon. The father you hated so much.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It must have been fate. By sheer coincidence, you just happened to use the same exact method your father did, to throw off the victim's time of death.
And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal. A refrigerated warehouse?
You're saying that I threw off the time of death? How would I have done that?
The answer lies in where you hid the body double's body. This was the place you used to hide the body.
Sunshine Warehouse.
Throwing off the time of death by freezing the body along with John's kidnapping. It seems that everything is coming together.
The kidnapping? Why are we going back to that? I don't know a thing about it.
Don't forget, John was confined in a refrigerated warehouse. That's right, you kept the body double's corpse in that very same warehouse. 18 years ago, your father hid a body in the same way.
What? My father? The one who abandoned me? Did the same thing?
Who would have guessed that both father and son would use the same method?
Stop it! Don't lump me in with that guy! My father, I'm nothing like him. There's not a single connection between us.
You may think so, but even now, your bond with Mr. Gustavia still remains. Didn't you say once before, I don't like sweets? That may have come from the shock of losing your father, don't you think?
You guys have no idea what you're saying.
Even if you deny your father, aren't your thoughts and actions the same? Particularly your belief of sacrificing others to protect yourself. And finally, your crimes were brought to life your crimes were brought to light, just as his were.
Oh, hey, the music.
Just kidding. I don't know anything about that warehouse. I had nothing to do with the kidnapping after all.
In order to threaten Judge Courtney, it's clear that you partook in the kidnapping.
How scary. Those who get involved with you will be charged with all sorts of crimes. In the end, there's no evidence. For the instigation and for the kidnapping, none at all. Or what? Are you gonna forge some evidence? Just like Blaze and the rest?
I'll do nothing of the sort. I can't let him provoke me.
You always say,
I'll pursue the truth no matter what.
right? Ha! Don't you mean only the truth that's most convenient to you? After all, that's how the police pull the wool over the eyes of those without power. And that's why my revenge was necessary. Yeah, none of you can catch me. Not Patricia, not Blaze, and not even you. Mr. Edgeworth, at this rate, isn't there anything we can do?
Even though all my logic points to this man, I just need evidence. Even a single piece of evidence would suffice.
Well, it's been a fun show, but it looks like it's time for the curtains to close. If you like, why don't you come and see my next performance? I'll let you if you admit defeat. Yeah!
Hold it.
What? Who was that?
Oh shit. Gumshoe is here.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gummy, where'd you go?
I was just doing the job that I'm able to do, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, your report, please.
I did a quick investigation, sir, about the warehouse John was at. That refrigerated warehouse is currently being rented by the Very Big Circus, just as Mr. Edgeworth said. Ha ha ha! So it's finally here, our trump card.
Well done, Detective Gumshoe. Now then, Mr. Keys.
There must be some mistake. Maybe it has something to do with the circus?
I see. Indeed, we are not well informed with the affairs of the circus. In that case, why don't we get your boss's opinion on this? Regina?
We are renting a refrigerated warehouse to store the animals' food, but I don't know much about the place. After all, I let Simon handle everything. Curse you! Yeah! Yeah! Simon, how scary!
What a shame. It seems your desperate actions after the crime were in vain. If the body was found in the warehouse, suspicion would have fallen on you, the one in charge. And that's why you specifically moved the body back to the Grand Tower, wasn't it? However, us finding John confined at the warehouse was a fatal mistake on your part. Our resident great thief and detective are both rather exemplary. What's wrong? I can even tell through your face paint that you're looking pale.
It's not over yet, Mr. Edgeworth. Your logic is missing the most important piece of evidence.
Oh, please do tell.
Isn't it obvious? Evidence that I killed the body double with the balloon. You can't present it, can you? After all, there's no way such evidence could possibly exist.
The evidence? It exists.
What'd you say?
If Mr. Keyes murdered the victim, traces of the murder should still remain here.
On the balloon, right?
It should become clear once we examine the basket of this balloon.
Yeah, the balloon again? Didn't you already find the bullet hole? There's no way you'll find anything else there. It'll be fine, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth is a hero who always finds the truth no matter what he's up against.
That's right, pal. Of course it's gonna be fine. Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of more impossible situations than I can count. Miles, I believe in you too. But more importantly, I'm sure your old man watching over you believes in you as well.
I'm always on the case, even when I'm dead. Miles Edgeworth, calm down and think. You're just one step away from the perfect proof.
The body double was killed by this balloon, and the proofs lies in the traces left on the basket. Simon Keyes, it's time for you to atone for your crimes.
Yeah, we're just going to save here because as cool as this is, I'm worried. I'm legitimately worried that it's going to be like, hey, here's an impossible solution. Figure it out.
I'll see it with my own eyes. The moment this past case is settled once and for all.
Please, Prosecutor Edgeworth, deliver the final blow to this unforgivable person.
This is the final piece of evidence that proves your crimes. What traces were left on the balloon that crushed the victim?
Oh, wait a second. The bouquet, of course.
When John found the body, a bouquet of lion lilies was there as well.
Lion lilies? The flowers from Zengfar that represent the bond between parent and child?
That's your evidence? Surely they must be buried under a mountain of garbage by now. Moreover, the one who threw it away was John himself. That's not much of a bond now, is it? That language of flower stuff has nothing to do with this.
Calm down, John. Certainly you may have thrown the flowers away. However, I believe those emotions remain as strong as ever. Those bonds will surely protect you from that man in the form of my final piece of evidence.
What? The heck are you talking about?
Those flowers were crushed, ergo, they must have come into contact with the murder weapon. Perhaps we'll find the very same pollen still stuck to the basket of your balloon.
No way, no way, no way! You guys examined the basket just a few moments ago. If there had been any yellow pollen stuck there, wouldn't you have noticed it then?
Mr. Keyes, evidence is not restricted to what you can see with the naked eye.
What?
Emma?
Yes.
Would you perform one more scientific investigation for us?
Leave it to me. The balloon's basket, right?
Found it.
Ah, a reaction. This is clearly pollen from a yellow flower. We'll find out soon enough whether or not it's from the same flower. What?
I'd say this proves that the body double's death was caused directly by your own hand.
No way! That can't be!
You crushed the body double to death on the roof of the tower. And then you retrieved the body and hid it in the warehouse.
Why did he have to go to the trouble of retrieving the body?
And 2 nights ago he knew that a separate incident would occur at the tower.
Ah, Miss Cranes.
Precisely. Leaving the body there would have disrupted his plans.
I see, but even so, he couldn't leave the body in the circus warehouse either.
Exactly. So the next day, when he was bringing the body back to the tower once again, he saw the small fire John started which caused the Mozilla's head to fall. Was that when the idea came to you? Your plan to pin the crime on John?
Gah!
You made it look like the murder weapon was the fallen head. Such foul, cowardly behavior.
For that reason, you carried the For that reason, you carried the double's body in the balloon and lowered it into the film lot. At that time, the figure of the body double was being lowered down by a rope. Was captured in John's video recording.
Damn! It was all... You saw through it all? Damn it! Damn you!
You manipulated animals, you manipulated people, and you manipulated cases. Almost as if you were a king. However, it's now all come to an end.
Simon, the animals have gotten angry. Even Money and Estique. You never thought of them as your friends at all. How sad.
Oh shit.
Damn it! Don't you look at me with those eyes!
It's about time you went back to being a mere clown. A fitting end to your pitiful Justice Act.
Stay away! Get away from me! Stop it! Please stop it! Daddy, help me! I'm scared! I'm so scared! I don't know anything. I didn't do anything bad. They were the bad ones, weren't they? Horace, why? Why did you stop me? If you hadn't done that, I couldn't even trust the police. Nobody would help me. But that man, back then he saved me. The only one who helped me was Dogan, so I used everyone else. What's wrong with that? Stop it! Don't come any closer! Stop! Owie, owie, owie! Ah! Yeah! Not you! Ah! Yeah! But please, no more!
Holy shit! This would have been fucking rad in 3D. That would have been fucking rad in 3D. That was incredible. Oh.
It seems the game is finally over. It seems the game is finally... Shelley the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, I must thank you. You have exposed the true identity of the mastermind. Now I am free to... What? Drawing a gun would be most inadvisable. Drawing a gun would be most inadvisable. Stay where you are and do not move.
I don't have a gun!
You do have a gun, do you not? You intended to draw and fire it without anyone noticing. He must have taken it from the body double when he killed him. This man has betrayed his bond of trust with me. He would have me kill the president while knowing full well he was the body double. Lying about a target is an extremely dangerous thing to do to an assassin. Not having all the cards on the table can seriously jeopardize an assassination. However, what is even more unforgivable is your deception and your attempt to manipulate me. The time has come for your retribution. Stop!
Oh shit. Oh shit!
You are?
It has been far too long, Shelley. Please step aside. That man is my prey. I must ask you to spare his life. Please permit this young acolyte to receive his proper punishment in prison.
Okay, so it was his prey. It was Shelley's prey then.
And if I refuse?
His is the first life I have saved. I will not allow it to be taken away so easily.
You saved a life? The assassin, Sir Han Dogan?
Ironic, is it not? That I, the one who has taken countless lives, am making a plea for this young one's life. He He saved my life just as I have saved his. Before I knew it, I grew quite fond of the lad. You may laugh at me as much as you wish. However, I must ask that you spare the life of the boy. From one assassin to another. Please make this allowance.
I understand. If you are willing to go that far.
You have my thanks. I am in your debt.
No need for thanks. I simply felt that there would be no merit in a fight to the death with you. That is all. And with that, I must take my leave.
Dang it! Wait!
Oh god, he's chasing after Shelley.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I must thank you as well. It was necessary for this young acolyte to be put in his place, and that you have done. Now then, it's time for me to return to my humble cage surrounded by iron bars. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? Oh, look who's here.
Hey, priest guy, you killed my dad, right?
Indeed, I am not one to forget those I have slain. I see, you must despise me, boy with horns. In that case...
John,
Do not panic, I simply lent the boy with horns my knife. Take that knife and run it through my throat. A single stab should do it. I've long grown weary of my wooden carvings.
revenge? John, don't do it! John, please, I beg of you. Until just now, I had intended to seek revenge, no matter how many years it took.
Revenge? Revenge is good, really good. All your pain and suffering slips away. Everything becomes numb and you'll feel nothing.
Yeah, you may be right. I thought about that while I listened to what you had to say.
John?
But the only one who would be satisfied with revenge would be myself, right? If I became a murderer, my mom would go through even more pain and suffering. My friends from the movie, too. And all those people who care about me as well.
The boy with horns says some interesting things.
That's right, I finally get it now. I'll never forgive you, but I'm not the one who should punish you. After all, isn't that what my mom and that prosecutor guy are here for? John, you just said some really profound stuff just now.
Okay, perhaps you should study up a little more yourself.
Is that so? Well then, young one, it is time for us to depart.
Well, where to?
To prison, of course. That place will be our home.
Our home?
Simon got to hang out with his father figure.
And with that, the case that involved and affected so many people came to a close. However, there was still one last thing I had to do.
April 8th, 2:54 p.m., Grand Tower PIC meeting room.
Mr. Edgeworth, sorry to keep you waiting.
Why'd you call Uncle Ray and the rest of us out here?
Mr. Edgeworth, the formal proceedings have just come to a close.
What are you talking about?
This is the place where I once relinquished my prosecutor's badge.
In order to save me when I was suffering from memory loss, you...
A certain man once said, the only ally a defendant has is their attorney. By trusting in their client, an attorney draws closer to the truth. The sight of that man still shines brilliantly. The sight of that man still shines brilliantly in my eyes.
Ah, yes.
Just as the image of my father fighting in court does.
Oh, God. We still can't get a Phoenix reference. Christ almighty. Come on.
Gregory.
However, this is nothing more than that man in my father's way of life. It is not mine.
Mr. Edgeworth?
I think I shall live as a prosecutor after all.
I see. So you've made your decision.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. That's your answer, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, and then that's the end of this conversation. Don't regret it. Even if you beg me later, I won't let you work for me ever again.
I understand.
But you know, Miles, mind if I ask why you chose to live as a prosecutor?
Mr. Shields, you asked me this before. I've thought long and hard about that question ever since. How should I live my life? And after this case concluded, I finally found my answer. I want to save people as a prosecutor.
As a prosecutor?
Simon Keyes. He too was a victim. He lost a parent in a past murder, and with it, the ability to believe in anything else. I too know that feeling. The feeling of losing what's important to you and being unable to believe in anything. I doubted everything during my lonely battles in those days. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. The one who saved me was
That man. Come on, oh, you fucking bitches!
Mr. Keyes must have been all alone. Unable to find salvation from the law, he had no choice but to turn his hand to revenge. And I suppose you never thought to seek help from the police.
Okay, yeah.
I want to save those like Simon Keyes.
So, how would you save him?
I'm sure this tragedy could have been avoided if only he could have relied on the courts.
But instead, he was cornered by Blaise de Best, who used the power of the law for evil. The form of the law can change depending on who wields it. It can be at once a shield to protect and a blade to harm. And that too is a contradiction of the law.
A contradiction, huh?
The only way to right those contradictions is by joining in the court system. The one who could have saved Simon Keyes was not an attorney, but rather a watchman of the law, a prosecutor. I shall face the contradictions in the law as a prosecutor.
I see. That's just like you. But you know, it'll be tough. It won't be just a walk in the park. You'll be going up against the law itself. You do realize that, right?
I do. However, someone must.
Yep. Uncle Ray believes in you, too. The law evolves and grows, just like all of us do. I'm sure you can pull it off. After all, you're Gregory's son. Your old man would never give up, no matter what. His eyes always saw only what laid straight ahead.
I'm always on the case.
Miles, when you chose to live as a prosecutor, your eyes look just like your father's. It looks like you've grown up a bit. I really wish your old man could see you now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shields.
So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, allow me to formally return this to you.
Please do. Oh, God.
I, Justine Courtney, as a member of the PIC, do hereby return to Miles Edgeworth the rights and privileges of a prosecutor in the name of the Goddess of Law.
Prosecutor's badge data jotted down in my organizer.
And with that, Prosecutor Edgeworth is revived.
That's great, sir. So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, it's time for Uncle Ray to make his exit. I have to report to your old man all about the traitor in the Edgeworth family.
Thank you for everything, truly.
The next time we meet just might be in the courtroom. I hope you'll be ready. Uncle Ray might not look it, but he's an ace attorney after all.
I'll look forward to seeing the attorney my father trained in action.
Hold on a second. The rain's getting pretty bad here. I'm just going to do something to protect myself here. There we go. Okay, hopefully that helps. Sorry, I just noticed the lights were flickering. I figure,
Take care!
Prosecutor Edgeworth, welcome back. Judge Courtney, I must give my thanks to you as well. To me? You sought to fix the corruption within the PIC from the inside. That must truly have been a lonely battle. No, it was not, for I was never alone.
Because the goddess of law is always by your side, right?
You made me realize that one could fight in such a way. In the prosecutor's office, no, the entire legal world is caught up in this contradiction. If that cannot be set right, there is a truth that will never see the light of day. It was only through your help that I was able to find this new path, one that fights against the contradictions in the law. I too find that promising, as one in the service of the goddess of law. You shall certainly succeed in helping the law grow. Let us meet again in the courtroom. Yes. I must apologize for my shameful acts during the trial 2 days ago. Next time I shall fulfill my duties as a judge perfectly. Your Honor, I do not intend to speak regarding your ideals. Prosecutor Edgeworth? However, the greatest judge I know is one overflowing with humanity. Even during a trial, that judge experiences happiness, anger, sadness, and joy.
oh yeah, okay, K.I. warned me about this too.
But nevertheless, always hands down the correct verdict in the end. It's difficult to say, but sometimes I feel that perfection is not always correct. So a judge too has the right to behave in such a manner. Thank you very much. Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaise de Best, the goddess of law was not the only one by my side. Ah, it's John! When I have this cutout with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within. No matter how painful things became, no matter how strong the foe, when I remember that I am not alone, I'm able to keep moving forward. Wrongs must be put right, for John's sake as well. John, too, lost his father in a past crime. That is more important to me than ever, even the words of the goddess of law. Though I'm sure the goddess would be angered by those words. Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine. I don't have to be perfect. I just want to grow little by little. Both as a judge and as a mother. That is how I feel. It seems there is much each of us has yet to learn. Agreed. We're still but children before the world. Let us grow in our respective paths until we meet again. I shall look forward to that reunion. May the blessings of the goddess of law be upon you as you follow your new path.
Okay, so I guess we're wrapping things up, right?
Though I once lost my position as prosecutor, I have now reclaimed it, so that I may tread a new path as a prosecutor. I shall surely reach the truth waiting at the end of this path, no matter how difficult the path may be. If any seek to stop me on my path, they shall receive no mercy. No matter who they may be, I will shout just one word.
That was amazing. Okay, that was great.
Chief! What sort of scoop are we aiming for next? Hey, ain't you a journalist? There ain't nothing more important than information. You may be my apprentice, but you're still my business rival. I ain't gonna tell you everything. That's my mentor, all right. I reckon you're even more prepared than me. I understand. I'll get my information using my own 2 feet. Yeah, that's the spirit. By the way, would you mind me asking what sort of scoop you're aiming for next? Huh? Chief? Ain't no need to be stingy. I'm your mentor, after all. That's just heinous.
Okay, that was great. Okay, so yeah, this game is clearly going to be a 9.5 out of 10, I think. It just needed some quality of life improvements. It would have been a solid 10.
It seems that the wound on my left arm has yet to heal. And the bodyguard who inflicted this wound upon me. His is a name I will never forget. Now then, shall I return to being a simple ice cream salesman? Perhaps this time I should try being a crepe salesman instead. For now I shall live a calm life, until my services are required once more.
I might have been knocked out once by that prosecutor named Edgeworth. But I'll keep on trying to escape. I won't let him dampen my fighting spirit. Ain't that right, Rocky? The gong that'll sound off my next escape will ring out soon enough. Until then, let's keep working out. Are you inquiring into my studies to become a pet groomer? I am working as hard as ever. I spend every day covered in mud. Perhaps this suits my true nature far better than the life of a newspaper salesman. Once I leave the prison, I hope to earn an honest wage as a pet trimmer. Huh? My sentence has been extended? But I was Warden Roland's because I was Warden Roland's accomplice. Why do you think I've been giving a rat's ass about these stupid animals' well-being? To hell with the pet trimmer's license! Damn it!
Ooh, okay. Ooh, Noriyuki Iwatare worked on the soundtrack to this again. Awesome.
Regina was really shocked by the truth about Simon too? I mean, I trusted him as my subordinate? But there's no use fretting over it? The show must go on. I have to do my best so that I won't lose to the magic or ventriloquist divisions. I'll put on the greatest performance ever. One that'll blow away this entire case.
But yeah, no, solid 9.5 out of 10, I'd say. Oh, cool, I get to talk as him again.
It seems I have grown soft in my old age. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? To think the life I saved on a whim 18 years ago would drive me to such lengths. Thanks to that, I am confined to my humble cell once more. Well, this time that child is here as well. Perhaps it won't be such a bore, right, boy?
Ooh, boy. Oh, hey, they're in the opposite locations now.
Today's dessert is chocolate cake.
That gently melting moment of allure.
I will wait for you forever, Kate. I shall come here every day just as you and Raymond did for me.
Monsieur Shields, Prosecutor Edgeworth, I am truly grateful to them. I cannot believe I am able to eat your desserts once more, Monsieur Master.
Oh, I've been allowed to distribute my treats in both the detention center and the prison. For the past 18 years, I've brought joy to one and all with my delicious sweets.
Okay, so there were trailers. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yes, see? Thanks for everything, boys. Of course, I owe Greggy my thanks, too. After all, I get to stuff myself with Jeffy's delicious desserts once again. Oi, next time maybe I'll use one of Jeffy's sweets to create a new drug. The tuck-in diet. You'll tuck in your stomach while you tuck into desserts. It'll be delicious and slimming, and also good for your health.
Man, I'm glad I got to meet and sketch so many beauties. But Mandy caught a glimpse of my beauty sketch. She had a misunderstanding and clobbered me in the face with my sketchbook. So in exchange for my sketch of beauties, I had one beauty walk out on me. Maybe it's time for me to start getting more serious about my life. Do I take the path of an artist, or do I follow the path of my heart? Oh, and by heart, I mean the heart of my new lady.
Who the fuck is he dating now? Who the fuck are you dating now, Larry? Oh, hey! It's Tyrell Bad.
Mr. Bad, thanks for all your help today. I'll testify about the IS-7 incident as much as you need me to. Prosecutor Edgeworth seems pretty active too. He chose not to take the same path as Gregory, but rather to live as a prosecutor. Well, I am kinda sad that I won't get to work with him, but I'll continue to watch over him. It looks like you've grown up quite a bit yourself. I'm so happy. Mr. Bad actually praised me. If you ever need a hand from Attorney Raymond Shields, give me a call, anytime, any place.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so unofficial English translation. Okay, so.
My crimes were punished far more leniently than I expected. Once it was proven that I had been threatened... Ouch! No crime is more heavy or light than any other. I'm sorry, of course I regret what I did. However, I'm so glad I can still be together with you, Granny. Huh? You want to hurry back to work? That's right. The next corpse is waiting for us after all.
So I'm like, I'm wondering if I'm wondering what they replaced here.
I'm glad that my scientific investigation came in handy this time around as well. Good thing I rushed back here all the way from Europe. And now, I have to leave again. That kind of takes the fire out of a girl, as you can imagine. But this is also that I can become an actual forensic scientist. So then, I guess it's time to go. If anything comes up, be sure to call me right away. The second I get the word, I'll dash right over.
Wow, a lot of people localized this, honestly.
The greater the father, the greater the expectations are for their children. Prosecutor the best, was it? His way of life shall be tested henceforth. Just as mine was. Miles Edgeworth chose to live a different life from his father as a prosecutor. I suppose that too is an answer.
Oh god, he's doing the L pose. Take this L.
Grr. I could never have imagined the truth that my old man was hiding. Unlike me, who only thought about the Lane clan. My old man was trying to protect an entire nation. But I swear to you all that I will carry on his will. Even if the president was a fake, and the real one was murdered. I swear that I, together with my men, shall revive Zangfar. Someday I will surely show you all a Zangfar brimming with life.
Oh hey, we have Byronic Hero. Okay, cool. ProZD. Oh, ProZD worked on this? Cool. Okay, nice work. Awesome. Cool.
I've asked everyone to stop calling me the best. I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm just borrowing Pop's power. I shall study even harder than before and triumph over Pops. I'll become strong enough so that I won't lose even to Mr. Edgeworth. Now then, let's start by thinking up my new nickname.
Oh god, he wants a new nickname. That's great.
A lot has happened, but thankfully the film was a roaring success.
The gossip articles about the murder made our movie the talk of the country. A monstrous man appears from the mighty Muzilla. This is the true face of the monster who murdered the president of Zhangfa. Huh? Isn't that you in the photo, Mr. Powers?
Huh? How could something like this happen?
Now it's fine, isn't it? It's thanks to those articles that our film is a big hit.
Much obliged. Much obliged.
Plaster right. Okay, I like that. Aww.
John, I greatly enjoyed watching your movie. It's no big deal. It's not like I had a major role or anything. What are you saying? You played the key character who connects Muzilla and Gordy. There's no one else besides you who could have played the part. Yeah, I guess. Well, it would be nice if there's a sequel. I really enjoy working as an actor. Mom, before we head home, can we go buy something? I'd like to decorate our home with a lion lily for Dad. Then one will not suffice. You will need 2 more. One for me and one for Amy.
Aww. Thank you for all of our supporters and for Capcom making this game. Yeah, but no thanks to Capcom for not fucking releasing it in the West, you bastards. April 8th, 4:17 p.m. High Prosecutor's Office's room 1202.
Wow, we were really busy with all those cases, weren't we, sir?
Indeed we were. Why did all these incidents happen in such quick succession?
I feel like things are always busy whenever I'm around.
Wait, Kay, wouldn't that mean you're a magnet for crimes?
Hey, Gummy, that was rude.
I do get the impression that he's not entirely wrong. So then, Kay, do you intend to resume your training to become a great thief?
I don't know.
Huh? Is something on your mind, pal?
How should I put it? Until now, I've always been chasing after my father, so that I could become a great thief, just like him.
Like the previous Yatagarasu, I suppose.
But watching you, Mr. Edgeworth, made me think, maybe instead of chasing after my father, I should find my own path. I mean, you didn't become a defense attorney either.
Chasing after a parent's shadow isn't the only path in life for a child, after all.
I'm going to aim to be a hero in my own way.
That sounds good.
But of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to throw away the name of the great thief Yatagarasu.
No matter what sort of hero you become, Kay will always still be Kay.
Thanks, Gummy. And Gummy will always be Gummy.
Of course, pal. I plan to keep pushing forward on my path of a detective after all. Mr. Edgeworth, I look forward to continuing work with you, sir.
Yes, I'll be counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. Detective, you saved me many times during these past cases. You have my gratitude. I suggest you look forward to your next salary assessment.
Huh?
What?
Does that mean what I think it means?
What's wrong? I'm saying that your salary ought to be raised.
Really, sir? I can't believe it!
Isn't that great, Gummy?
It's like a dream come true. I can finally say goodbye to my instant noodle lifestyle.
However, that doesn't mean you can start slacking off. The real work begins from here on out. You should prepare yourself.
Yes, sir! Roger that! I'll devote my body and soul to following after you, Mr. Edgeworth.
The path Mr. Shields and Judge Courtney taught me is to take a stand against the contradictions in the law, and to reach the truth at the end of that road.
Okay, come on.
What am I able to do? That is a question I must continue to dwell upon. Certainly this path will not be easy. However,
Prosecutor Edgeworth,
I pursued and fought against... Yeah, okay. This is... Why do they do these flashbacks so, like, commonly? It's just so... It keeps happening, man. It just keeps happening. The fucking flashbacks, man.
bonds, huh?
Ah, I completely forgot.
That was sudden. What's wrong?
I was searching for members for the new Yatagarasu's team.
Now that you mention it, I do remember you saying something to that effect.
But in the end, I wasn't even able to find a single person. Can you imagine it? A team combining their powers in order to steal the truth? I wanted to create an invincible team like that, but...
What are you saying, pal? Don't you already have a team? Together, the three of us can solve any case that comes our way.
Yeah, you're right. A prosecutor, a detective, and a great thief. We're the invincible trio of heroes that steals, captures, and pursues the truth.
Hearing all that kind of makes me feel sorry for the truth.
As long as the three of us are together, there's nothing to fear. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, you are correct. Even until his last moments, my father ran along his own path. I too shall advance along mine, accompanied by my somewhat boisterous comrades. As long as they are by my side, I can walk forward without hesitation. On this new path as a prosecutor. Prosecutors and attorneys. The path I walk is not my father's. However, I am certain that the two paths are not separate. Though we may walk in opposite directions, our destination is the same. Why, you may ask? Because both paths lead to the one and only truth.
That's a pretty little shot to end on, honestly. Oh, that's sweet. So yeah, okay, so that concludes this session of Back the Log Off. Okay, so we're finally done with Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Yeah, save clear data. Yes, we're saving the fucking clear data. Fuck you. Okay, let's see. Oh, no, I don't. No, not that. I kind of wanted to look at the menu, actually. Okay, let's see. New game. Let's see. Okay, turnabout target. Yep, there it is. Okay, so this has been Back the Log Off. I've been Professor Icepick. I'm going to be taking a bit of a hiatus. More than a week at this point, since I'm finishing up on a Monday. And then I'll be back with my third game for this series, which, honestly, you should be able to figure it out what it is based on what I've streamed in the past. Okay, take care. See you later. Bye.